And welcome to Shady Spring High School. Tonight, Video Productions presents exciting high school football. It's Berkley Springs from the Eastern Panhandle. The Indians, 2-5, take on the Tigers of Shady Spring. They are 2-6. Welcome to Shady Spring High School. It's senior night with Bill O'Brien. I'm Maris Lowry. We have the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing, Jackie Moon on camera, and we hope shortly that our stat man, Chris Farish, will be here. We haven't had a Chris Farish sighting yet, Bill, but hopefully he'll be here sooner than later.
Well, he's probably in the car right now because it's in the mid-40s temperature-wise, and it's going to get in the 30s before we're all said and done. Still, there's a nice crowd here. It is senior night, and for the last half hour, the public address announcer, Scott Cantley, has been announcing all the seniors and all the sports and their families coming out, and they're just about done. I think they've got a half a dozen more to go. As
we welcome you into the Greenbrier Automotive pregame show, and as far as the football team is concerned, you know, they had a little less than 40 when they started the season, Bill, in August, and speaking of Chris Farish, as soon as I said that, you're probably right, he probably just got out of the car. I see him making his way up, but Shady has 15 seniors, so, you know, and most of those seniors play a lot of football and they contribute a lot. So when they graduate, the underclassmen are really going to have to step up the next year. So 15 really quality seniors going to graduate as this, like I said, their final home game. They'll finish up the regular season next week, obviously 2-6. No matter what happens this week or next week, they won't make the playoffs.
They won't, and of course they were hopeful for more, as you would expect from Vince Culacerto. This is 21st season as the head football coach here. And, you know, one of those, when you and I were here early and it was like 100 degrees.
In August,
we're interviewing him in August and talking about all of the plans and all of the all of the good things that were hopeful, and it just didn't happen, mainly because of injuries.
Yeah, that played a lot into it. And, of course, their opponent tonight, it's a real unique connection because the head coach of Berkley Springs is Wes Eddy, who used to coach Princeton, and there's a connection there. And this is the first time that these two schools have ever met. So you have the Springs from Berkley against the Spring of Shady. And, you know, Bill, you've done a little research. You know that they're in Morgan County. Morgan County. They're the county seat. They're about 5.5 hours away. They took the long way to get here, and you can explain that.
Yeah, you know, in having lunch today with Mark Montgomery, who has done some color commentary with me over this season, he had coached at one time with Wes Eddy, so he knew him very well, and he said, hey, I even know his agenda. You know, they left this morning from Berkley Springs, which is in Morgan County, 750 population. They're the county seat. They're about a half an hour from Winchester, Virginia, and they play 4 out of their 10 games against Maryland schools. Anyway, they left there this morning. They drove to Morgantown and had a chance to get out and stretch their legs and have a snack. Then they came down the long way and came to Fayetteville, where they decided to take a look at the New River Gorge. So, you know, in talking to Coach Eddy, one of the nice guys, we had a chance to get him up here in the press box before we came on the air, and he's saying, you know, a lot of my kids had never been out of that part of the state, so we wanted to show them around, show them some history, show them the beautiful foliage here in this part of the state, and just give them a nice day. So he said, it took us 8 hours, but we're here, and he said, it's going to be one of those nights where we think we can play well. Next year, he said, Shady gets to come to us.
Well, you know, the thing about it, both these teams are desperately needing to win, and by their records, we said Berkley Springs, they are 2-5, Shady's 2-6. In fact, Berkley Springs, they've lost 4 in a row as they enter the game. Shady lost at home here last week to Winfield, so both teams are trying to get back on the winning track because there just hasn't been a lot of success for both of these teams. So I expect, Bill, we're going to have a very competitive game tonight.
You know, I really think so, and in talking to Berkley Springs, you know, they like to throw the ball, but Shady Spring likes to run the ball. It'll be interesting to see who prevails.
Well, both teams are going through their pregame warm-ups, and we'll get you ready for the kickoff at the top of the hour. We'll take our first break, come back, and we'll dive into more of these teams. Berkley, here in Raleigh County, Berkley Springs, 2-5, taking on Shady, 2-6. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
He's a Greenbrier buyer. She's a Greenbrier buyer. They're Greenbrier buyers. And we want to make you a Greenbrier buyer too. At Greenbrier Automotive, we'll do whatever we can to make your car buying experience the best it can be. From providing outstanding service to offering a huge selection to choose from, all with the best deals possible. Visit one of our 7 area dealerships soon or shop over 800 vehicles on greenbrierautomotive.com.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life,
We got you.
get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
And we welcome you back to Shady Spring High School tonight, as tonight's game is brought to you in part by State Farm and State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and your local agent here in Shady Spring is Scotty Brown, and you can dial him up for your insurance needs at 681-238-6130. Also, the game tonight is brought to you in part by Exit Elevation Realty. If you're in the market to buy or sell your house, you can check out Luca Richmond, the broker, Steve Morgan, the associate broker, and you can check them out on the website at exitelevationwv.com. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Edward Jones. Heather Cantley is the Edward Jones financial advisor. She has a new location in Berkley on Harper Road. She is my financial advisor. She can be yours as well. She helped me prepare for retirement, and she can help you prepare as well. And you can dial her up at 681-254-0097. And also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Hart's Cabinets. They are located in MacArthur, West Virginia. They have quality custom cabinets. They're a proud sponsor of local sports, and you can ring them at 304-252-2917. Well, Bill, before we went to our first commercial break, we were telling you that the team's records are 2-5. Both teams coming in here off of a losing streak, and more so for Berkeley Springs. They've lost their last 4, and Shady lost last week. And you have the slate for the Indians of Berkeley Springs.
Yeah, that's right. And they mostly, as we tell you, play schools from that area, which is near Maryland. They started off winning 2 of their first 3 games. Petersburg was on a road trip, and they were defeated 55-13. Then they won the next 2 games against Maryland teams, beating Hancock 38-8, and then beating Clear Spring, Maryland 34-28. And now they've lost their last 4, as Maris told you. They lost to Smithburg, Maryland, 28-14. They lost to Grafton, West Virginia, 34-7. They lost to Southern Garrett, Maryland, 19-13. And then last week they lost to Hampshire at home, 46-28. Telling you about Wes Eddy a little bit. He is a graduate of Brook High School there in the Northern Panhandle when Brook was a powerhouse. And I said, you went to the days when Brook was really cooking in the big school class. He said, well, you know, when the steel mills closed in the Wheeling, Weirton area, he said that pretty well took care of population. But he said, I was lucky to be an athlete at Brook at that time, then went on to Bethany College. He was head coach at Webster Springs, East Fairmont, and as we told you earlier, he was for 2 years the head football coach at Princeton. He is also the executive secretary of the West Virginia Schools Athletic Coaches Association, and he's a tall drink of water. He's got to be at least 6'5", and just one of the good guys. Really enjoyed talking with him. So Berkeley Springs coming in under Wes Eddy at 2-5.
Yeah, on the flip side, the Shady Spring Tigers 2-6. Now, they had a 4-game losing streak of their own as they opened up the season, though, with a win at St. Albans 40-0, and then came the 4-game losing streak, losing to James Monroe, Nicholas County, Oak Hill, and Pikeview, and then they also lost there to Greenbrier East as well. So actually, that's a 5-game losing streak they had. Then they beat Liberty, and then they lost last week. So I was here with Eric Thomas here on Video Productions when they played Nicholas County, lost that game 46-16. And Eric and I was down in Glen Daniel a couple of weeks ago when they beat Liberty. We were also at Lewisburg when they lost to Greenbrier East. So the thing is, Shady's been able to move the ball in all the games in which we've done. They've just got to be able to get stops and not really give up the big play. And as you mentioned, Bill, we were told that Berkeley Springs really likes to throw the ball, and I think that'll be a big key tonight, that which team can limit the other team from getting the big play.
Well, we told you that Berkeley Springs has a great quarterback in Jalen Miller. He's a junior at 6'1", 180 pounds. Shady Spring, as we told you, they like to run the ball. And Shade Hedgecock has had a 100-game run along with for a game. Caden Helmer the same, Blake Snodgrass, and Evan Romage. All of them have had games where they've rushed for more than 100 yards. So those four could make the job really rough for the defense for Berkeley Spring.
And also, Shady's got some good they're skilled people. They got receivers. They got Rob Lynch. They also got a young man, Gage Spears. And Spears has been really good in the receiving game, also in the return game. He has run a kickoff back up at Greenbrier East for a touchdown. He caught a long touchdown play against Liberty. So Shady has some explosive guys on the outside. I think we're going to maybe see a very high-scoring game. These teams go up and down the field tonight.
Well, that's always fun for us and hopefully for the viewers as well. And by the way, a lot of people, when we talk about Shady Spring, it is actually officially Shady Spring, but a lot of people will put an S on that. Berkeley Springs, there is an S on it. And by the way, you're wondering, what is that all about? Well, did some homework there. See, I've got my degree in history.
I know you do.
And they're 250 years old, that area, Morgan County, and they have the warm mineral springs where even George Washington would go there to get in the mineral baths.
You was there with him, right, Bill?
I was broadcasting.
Yes.
I'm saying, George Washington, we should name, some universities, some high schools after you, and it's happened.
Yes, and it happened,
It's
yeah.
happened.
Did you cross the Delaware with George Washington as well?
I was doing the play-by-play, man. I got it covered, yeah.
All right, we'll have it covered, too, as we'll take a break, get you ready for the kickoff at the top of the hour. It's the Springs from Berkeley against the Spring of Shady, and we'll have it here, as I mentioned, at 7 o'clock. We'll take a break here on Video Productions.
Access Health began as a small clinic with a simple yet powerful purpose: to care for our neighbors right here at home. From the very beginning, it was about people showing up for each other, building trust, and staying connected. Today, Access Health is serving thousands across southern West Virginia. But what makes us different isn't just the care we provide, it's who provides it. Our team was born here, trained here, and lives here. This is what community looks like. This is Access Health, by the community, for the community, always.
If you're struggling with payroll problems, compliance confusion, or HR headaches, it's time to discover Compliance, the trusted solution for a healthier, stress-free business. With Compliance, you will experience faster, error-free payroll, effortless compliance with labor laws, and expert HR support and guidance. Don't let workplace stress take over. Ask your business if compliance is right for you. Side effects may include reduced stress, increased efficiency, improved morale, and a strong reliance on compliance. Consult Compliance today. Compliance, because a better business starts with a better you.
We asked the real experts what they think of our Chevys and GMCs, and they didn't hold back.
Come here. Come on. I like the noise of it.
They tested the seats, the screens, and the tires as well. Now it's your turn. Northside Chevy GMC, approved by kids, loved by everyone. Chevrolet, together let's drive. GMC, we are professional grade.
Northside Chevy, where they are right.
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
row again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our new Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
There's a place where innovation becomes transformation, where you'll find that education is not just about learning, but about being excited to learn. A place to feel at home. Pursue dreams and prepare for careers. Build lifelong friendships. And a place where you'll be encouraged and mentored along your journey. Discover your future. Get ready to soar. The University of Charleston.
Welcome back to a cold Shady Spring High School, and I should say cold because that's what it is. And even though when we got here around 5 o'clock the sun was out, you could tell that we're all going to need to have jackets on, because even though the sun was out and shining bright out on the field, it was still cold out there. And as we dip later into the night, it's going to get a little colder, as we're still about 15 minutes or maybe a little less than that away from kicking off. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Berkley and Bill. It's hard to believe next Friday night's Halloween. They have their Bowloween, and that's going on next Friday night. They still have lanes available, and they're going fast, so you need to make your reservation by calling them up at 304-253-7328. Also, the game tonight is brought to you in part by Infinity Coal Company, located in Sophia, West Virginia. They are hiring experienced and underground miners. They offer a great wage, great benefits. You can apply online through the United Coal Company's Facebook page. Tonight's game is also brought to you in part by Pasquale's Italian Restaurant. Pasquale's has all your favorite Italian dishes, plus sandwiches, salads, and seafood. They have catering and private parties available. You can book your next event at Pasquale's by calling 304-255-5253. And tonight's game also brought to you in part by Allstate Insurance, located at Market Road in Berkley. And you're in good hands with Allstate, and you're in good hands with Lori Richmond as your agent. 304-252-8646. Well, Bill, we also got to keep up with other scores going on around the state. And of course, some of those really involve two other Raleigh County schools. It's the big one. It's just right down the road, about 30 miles down the road. Independence undefeated, and number one in AA taking on undefeated number one in AAA Princeton. And that's, of course, a big game tonight. And, of course, Berkley on the road at Spring Valley. And for the Liberty Raiders tonight, they're on the road at Midland Trail.
And everybody's been talking about not only the Berkley game, but also the Independence game. Independence without their top running back, and there is a fear that he may not be able to come back for the rest of the year. So we'll see what happens there.
Well, the report that I got, and of course, like you said, that is a very possibility. They said he's definitely going to miss the remainder of the regular season. Of course, for Independence tonight on the road at Princeton, and then Independence, their final two remaining games will be senior night, their home game next Friday on Halloween against Nicholas County, and then they'll finish up November the 7th at Summers County. So definitely they're going to hold him out for that and then see if he's available, because regardless what happens tonight, you got to think that if Independence can win the last two games, they're going to finish 1 or 2 and be home for as long as they're winning, they'll be home up until the championship round.
There you go. By the way, Shady Spring, and you can see on your picture there, the Shady Spring Marching Band did a great job with the national anthem. And we thank Timmy Fama, who's the band director. Also, we'd like to thank the athletic director here at Shady Spring High School, Ronnie Olson, who is also the head boys basketball coach here. So we'll be working with him when basketball season comes along. It'll be here before you know it. And, of course, the head football coach, Vince Culacerto. This may be his last season as the head man here, and he's done a marvelous job and great to work with. So we thank everybody here at Shady.
And, Bill, also speaking of Ronnie Olson, you're talking about working with him in basketball, which we will. But before that, we'll be working with him next week in tournament volleyball as the regional tournaments begin across the state of West Virginia next week. And Video Productions will be at Shady on Tuesday night for a tournament game in Class AAA between Nicholas County and Shady. That will start at 6:30. And I'll be with Morgan Payne, or I guess Morgan Payne will be with me for that game on Tuesday night. And that will be the first of a couple volleyball games that we will carry throughout next week.
Very good. By the way, you're talking about AAA and all of that. Shady Spring is a AAA football team, and their opponent is Berkeley Springs. They are AA, although, as you mentioned, Maris, when this contract was being negotiated, Berkeley Springs was AAA.
Well, if you remember, and I'm sure a lot of people that follow high school football in the great state of West Virginia remember all the rigmarole we had with classifications last year and prior to playoffs. And you're right, at the time when Shady and Berkeley Springs agreed to play, Shady was thinking they were going to get a AAA team, same class as them, and then it came out to be later that they since went to AA, but they already had the game scheduled. It's a 2-year contract, like I said, obviously tonight, and then Shady will go to Berkeley Springs next year. So it is what it is. We're going to take one final break. We're a little less than 10 minutes of kicking the game off. It is Berkeley Springs. They are 2-5. They've lost 4 in a row, desperately trying to get a win. Shady 2-6. They've lost, coming off a loss last week to Winfield. Of course, not the season that they want, but they want to be able to send their seniors out on a high note, and nothing would be better for Shady if they can get that win tonight. We'll take a break, get you ready for the opening kickoff coming up next here on Video Productions.
He's a Greenbrier buyer. She's a Greenbrier buyer. They're Greenbrier buyers. And we want to make you a Greenbrier buyer too. At Greenbrier Automotive, we'll do whatever we can to make your car buying experience the best it can be. From providing outstanding service to offering a huge selection to choose from, all with the best deals possible. Visit one of our 7 area dealerships soon or shop over 800 vehicles on greenbrierautomotive.com.
If you're struggling with payroll problems, compliance confusion, or HR headaches, it's time to discover Compliance, the trusted solution for a healthier, stress-free business. With Compliance, you will experience faster, error-free payroll, effortless compliance with labor laws, and expert HR support and guidance. Don't let workplace stress take over. Ask your business if Compliance is right for you. Side effects may include reduced stress, increased efficiency, improved morale, and a strong reliance on compliance. Consult Compliance today. Compliance, because a better business starts with a better you.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life,
we got you.
Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
This fall, let the beauty of the season in without the chill. At Window World of Berkley, we bring comfort, style, and savings to your home. Our windows and doors are built to handle West Virginia's wild and wonderful weather, keeping the warmth in and the energy bills low. With energy-efficient windows, expert installations, and affordable financing options, it's time to upgrade. It's never been easier to fall in love with your home again. Call 1-800-WINDOW-WORLD today.
And we welcome you back to H.B. Thomas Field on the campus of Shady Spring High School. We remind you that Pepsi-Cola of Southern West Virginia is a proud sponsor of local sports. Anytime is a great time for Pepsi-Cola. I'd like to have one right now. Pepsi-Cola, glad to be partnering with you folks.
And also, Bill, the game is brought to you in part by
Spartan Factory. They have T-shirts, team uniforms, bags, hats, banners, and more. In fact, we got a brand new Video Productions banner. It has just been positioned out front of the press box here. It looks spiffy. Check out their website. That is the SpartanFactoryWV.com.
You know what they have, Bill? They have Haberdash. How you like that?
Haberdash.
Haberdash.
We had to look that one up.
Yes, Haberdash. And I've got my video production Haberdash that Spartan Factory did, and nice and warm on a night like tonight. We'll need that. And, Bill, I don't know. The weather possibly could come into play. And when I mean the wind, I don't think will affect the kicking or the passing game, but I think it's just staying warm out on the field. That's the big thing, and that could affect how some players might play because it is going to get really, really cold, really for the first time really this football season. I'm talking about we had cool, maybe into cold, but tonight it's going to be really cold.
Well, Maris, you're exactly right, and I just checked the Weather Channel. It is exactly 44 degrees right now. Wind chill is 39, and so by the time we're done with this game, it'll be in the 30s. And, considering the weather, we've got a pretty nice crowd here. They came bundled up as they should have, and, that's what you do in football. This is week number 9, and this is obviously the coldest week of football season.
And, Bill, one thing you and I talked about when we first saw Berkley Springs take the field is they're on the far side. They're, of course, in the white helmet with the white jerseys and the gold pants. They have gold on white, and I definitely cannot see their numbers. You are going to have to help me out tonight as Shady is ready to make their entrance, as we see on our screen. They got the American flag, the state flag of West Virginia. They'll be decked out in all navy blue. Senior night, 15 seniors playing their final home game for Shady. Shady will finish up the regular season next week on the road at Westside. Why? For Berkley Springs, after tonight, they've got 2 more games left. They've got Lewis County at home next week, and then they'll finish up on November the 7th with Moorfield.
By the way, Maris, you're mentioning that next week Shady finishes their football campaign on the road at Westside. Westside played last night and were defeated by James Monroe. So that is what happened to Westside. So Westside will have an extra day to prepare for next week's Shady game.
And, Bill, you're going to have to get your phone out. I'm going to need to be leaning on you for scores. Like I said, I'm sure that people are watching this game here tonight. They're going to want to know the update of the Independence and Princeton game. Of course, Berkley at Spring Valley as well. A lot of other big games. In fact, in 4A, a rematch of last year's state championship game, Martinsburg and Spring Mills up in the Eastern Panhandle. And that's just among the many quality games as teams trying to find their solidify rather their position in the playoffs. Everybody trying to grab home game or a couple of home games.
I'm just looking now and just checking out what we can find on this.
Well, I'm sure none of the games have started yet.
No, but I was trying to get the score from last night's game. James Monroe 34, Westside 18. I actually found it on my own.
Of course, because I showed you at dinner tonight, right?
That's exactly. It took the entire dinner to teach me how to get on. But, I'm learning.
Well, you got it. So, anyway, the captains will be meeting out at the 50-yard line out there at the center of the field, and we'll have the toss of the coin and get the game underway. It's getting started here at 7 o'clock on a very cold night here at Shady Spring High School. Glad you're with us here on Video Productions. Maris Lowry, Bill O'Brien. And I told you earlier about Chris Farish. We didn't know if he was made it. And then when we talked about him, we had a Chris Farish sighting. He's in the booth with us on stats as always. The heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, does a great job as always producing and directing. And Jackie Moon is on camera. So the first time ever between these two teams, the Springs from Berkley against the Spring of Shady. As the captains now, Bill, will meet, as I mentioned, right there in midfield to 50-yard line, and we'll see who's going to get the ball, and we'll be ready for football here in just a minute.
And the captains, the 4 of them for Shady Spring, 13 is Cal Culacerto, 22 is Caden Helmer, and the big guy, 76, is Joe Calger, and 67 is Brady Lasik.
That is Lasik, by the way. That's how he pronounces that.
And I practiced and messed it up.
Well, that's all right. Lasik and his dad is the owner of Pasquale's, one of our sponsors. And by the way, Brady has played really good. In fact, he talked about his highlight of his career was the 4 sacks that he got at Liberty. I was telling you about that because we did the game, Eric and I, and he got 4 sacks and played really well and helped Shady beat Liberty that night here a couple weeks ago.
For Shady Spring, you're going to hear Cal Culacerto's name a lot. He's the quarterback, number 13. He's a senior. And then the 4 running backs are Shade Hedgecock, Caden Helmer, Blake Snodgrass, and Evan Romage. And for Berkley Springs, you're going to hear Jaden Miller's name a lot. He's the QB. He wears number 8, and he is quite the passer.
Shady won the toss, and they've elected to receive. And, Bill, I'm seeing more and more of this because most of the time when teams win the coin toss, they want to defer. But I've seen here over the last couple of weeks, and actually not just on the high school level, on the college level as well, teams winning the toss, they want the ball. So Shady will get the ball. They'll work right to left on your screen, and each team getting their final instructions. And we're moments away from getting this game underway. Once again, Shady 2-6, and Berkeley Springs are 2-5. This is senior night, as Shady will say goodbye to 15 seniors playing their final home game, as Berkeley Springs comes out and get ready to tee the ball up there on the 40 right there on the X right there between the two hashes.
Berkeley Springs with 30 members on their football squad, coached by Wes Eddy. By the way, Coach Eddy says, hey, my parents are going to be watching you guys tonight, so make sure that you mention Mike and Darlene. So we welcome you to our telecast tonight.
Well, great speed. Back to return the kickoff, Gage Spears. We saw him run a kickoff back at Greenbrier East, and he had a long touchdown reception against Liberty. We also, the freshman Shep McGinnis is back. McGinnis is on the far side, Spears on the near side. The ball was teed up, and we are ready to get the game underway between the first time ever Berkeley Springs taking on Shady Spring here tonight at Shady Spring, West Virginia. All right, ball is teed up, and we are underway. And this ball will be kicked, and it's to the far side, and it will be returned by McGinnis across the 20. He's got some room. He's across the 30, gets to the outside up over the 40, and the ball looked like it came out, and it's a scramble near midfield. Right at the last second, the ball hit the turf, and let's see who got on it. And it looks like Shady is able to recover, but a great return that time by McGinnis, and it'll be 1st and 10 Shady just shy of midfield.
I don't know if we have that replay, but the ball bounced when it was fumbled, bounced right back up into McGinnis's hands. Oh, he was so lucky.
Yeah, the ball, maybe that's the kind of night it's going to be for even though McGinnis is just a freshman, that's senior night, as Shady will get the ball right at midfield. A great return and a great starting field position for the first drive of the ball game. Carl Serto works from the gun. Baker's the receiver at the bottom of your screen. 1st and 10 at midfield. First play of the game. Long count. Carlos Serto takes the snap. It's a running play. There's some nice running room and a nice play that time by Romage as he picks up 8 yards and gets down to the 42-yard line of Berkeley Springs.
Little misdirection that time, and Romage running to his left and running hard and getting 8 out of it. Let's take a look at it again.
Actually, they're going to put him down at the 43, Romage, so they'll give him 7. Originally, I thought he was to the 42. They put him at the 43, so it'll be 2nd down and 3. They break the huddle. This time, Carlos Serto looks like he's going to get up under center, and he will. So 2nd and 3 for Shady at the 43-yard line of Berkeley Springs. Clock coming up on 10 seconds on the play clock. Here's a sweep to the far side, trying to get to the edge. It's going to be a 1st down. A flag comes in behind the play. That might come back, as that was Hedgecock on the carry, but there's a holding penalty on Shady, and that will negate that 1st down run.
Little General brings you the replay, and take a look again. He needed just a little extra. He got that extra because there was a hold.
And that's one thing, too, that's really another thing you can say, Bill, partly why Shady is 2-6. They've really been their own worst enemy, making mistakes such as that. You know, you got a good drive, and now you're penalized. The ball comes back across midfield. The ball's to the 47-yard line.
Well, that hurts a lot. 2nd down and 13. Still great field position. So the new play comes in from the sideline.
Yeah, it makes it tough when you, like I said, you've got some momentum. You picked up the 1st down, and now you're looking at 2nd and long. As you mentioned, 2nd and 13 from their own 47-yard line. Carlos Serto waits on the snap. Berkeley Springs showing blitz. They almost jumped into the neutral zone. Here comes the pressure. Carlos Serto to throw. Pressure comes. He's in trouble. They flush him out of the pocket, and he's going to have to just throw this one away. And that'll bring up 3rd and long.
Through that to the track. Last year, Carlos Serto was a 55% thrower, and he had some injuries to deal with last year. This year, he's right around that same area. You know, he can throw the ball when he gets some time. That's been the problem with him, is he needs time.
Well, that, like I said, you know, the penalties are really drive killers. Now, you know, they were going to have was going to be a 1st down inside the Berkeley Springs 40. Now you're looking at 3rd and 13 on their own 47 after Shepard had given that Shepard McGinnis had given that nice big kickoff return out to midfield. So 3rd and 13 on their own 47-yard line.
4 receivers.
Yeah, they got trips to the top of the screen, 1 to the bottom of the screen. Carlos Serto waits on the snap. Berkeley Springs showing pressure. Here comes the snap, and Berkeley Springs was in the neutral zone. They almost got caught in the neutral zone on the last play. This time they do get caught, and that will make it a little bit more manageable 3rd down as they'll move the ball now across midfield to the 48-yard line of Berkeley Springs.
Okay, taking a look at things. By the way, we'd like to mention about the assistant coaches, Chris Vickers for Shady Spring, along with Phil Culicerto, Corey Handy, and Nico Tebow.
So it'll be 3rd down and 8 at the 48-yard line of Berkley Springs. Culicerto waits on the snap. Will throw it short out in the flat. It's caught, and that time just nowhere to run as they get the ball out there to Spears, trying to set up a wide receiver screen, and Berkley Springs read that well, and they'll shut the play down for basically no gain and bring up 4th down.
Here's the replay again. Nice catch that time, but nothing doing. Good defense will stop the action.
So it'll be 4th and 8, and it'll be Spears to punt for Shady. And you're going to have to help me, Bill, because I cannot see the number of the deep back for Berkley Springs, standing inside the 20-yard line.
If he'll turn my way, that might help.
Yeah, and if they had darker numbers on that white uniform, that might help. Well, this is a booming kick. It's to be a fair catch, and the fair catch will be taken inside the 20. Looks to be about the 17-yard line, and that's where
Kyle Moore.
Kyle Moore. So the punt for Shady, but what really hurt Shady, they had a first down that got wiped out because of a penalty, and now they'll have to give it up on the punt, and now it'll be inside the 20. As I mentioned, they'll put the ball down, looks to be at the 18-yard line, and that's where Berkley Springs will start their first possession on their own 18. So it'll be a first down for Berkley Springs. The quarterback is Jalen Miller, 6'1", 180-pound junior. And he'll work from the shotgun. Takes the snap. They'll throw it in the flat. It's caught. Trying to get some blocking on the edge, and Shady defended that well. Maybe a 1-yard gain. That's about it as they run the receiver out of bounds here on the near sideline.
Threw that to number 3. And these are out of order. Jake Olibaugh.
Yeah. Another thing, too, the coach, he marked up my whole sheet, didn't he, Bill?
You were trying to get him. Yeah, just tell me which ones. He said, no, I'll do it. And he did it.
But he marked up the entire sheet. So I guess I told him only 11 can play at once. He marked up like 20-some players on my sheet. As this handoff up the middle goes for nothing, and it'll bring up 3rd and long.
Boy, and a great defensive play by Shady's Caden Helmer. He got in there and made sure that wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, actually it's going to go for a loss back to the original line of scrimmage, back to the 18, make it 3rd and 10. So it'll bring up 3rd and 10. And I saw the referee bend down. I think he was just tying his shoe there for a minute. I thought he was hurt, but it did look like he was just tying his shoe. So on 3rd and 10, let's see what Berkley Springs will dial up.
Looks like a pass play.
Well, it does, because they've got receivers, twins both sides to throw. Going to deep ball. It's going to be intercepted, and it should have been, and it's not. That ball was right to the defender for Shady, Jace Bailey, and Bailey looked like he had a pick, and he couldn't hang on to it. And he would have had a big return had he held on to the ball, as we watched the play right here on the replay. So It's 3 and out and brings up 4th down for Berkley Springs, and they'll have to give it up on a punt.
So each team has had one possession. Each team has had to punt.
Back to receive for the punt is 16, Jace Bailey, number 8, Gage Spears.
So Spears on the far side, Bailey here on the near side awaiting the punt. It's a short punt, takes a big high bounce, and you probably, if you're Shady, just get away from it. They're going to have great field position. They're going to be on Berkley Springs' side of the field, inside the 45. They'll put the ball down at the 44-yard line. So Shady will take over their second possession. They'll have a first down at the Berkley Springs 44-yard line.
Well, you got to love that, huh? So you've had 2 opportunities. First time Shady started from midfield, didn't get really that one penalty really hurt them. Yeah. And then this time they're going to start from the opposition 44-yard line.
Yeah, and like I said, that's the thing. That's part of the reason why Shady is 2-6. They've really been their own worst enemy, hurting themselves with multiple penalties. So it's a first down. Culicerto works up under center. Looks over the defense. It's going to be a quick pitch to the far side, trying to find some running room, trying to get to the edge. That's a nice gain that time by Helmer, as Helmer's able to get just shy of the 40. It looked like it was going to go a little bit more, Bill. That only went for 3 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 7.
Here's the replay, and you can see that had the opportunity, but, boy, look at the defense. They closed in quickly and shut that down for only a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, like I said, when Helmer first got it, as he was getting to the edge, it looked like it was going to be a much bigger gain than what it was. But the main thing for Shady, you're thinking you want positive plays. If you keep getting 3 yards a clip, you're going to be able to get the ball down the field. 2nd and 7 from the 41 of Berkley Springs. Carlos Soto takes the snap. It's going to be a running play again. There's some nice run. It's a first down and more inside the 30, inside the 25, and it's Helmer again with a huge gain and a nice play. It's a first down for Shady at the 24-yard line of Berkley Springs.
Yeah, I like the way that Caden Helmer, when he was hit initially, watch, you can see it now courtesy of Little General, he's going to get hit, and he's going to spin and get more yards right here.
That's a 17-yard pickup, and that'll move the sticks. We're approaching the 7-minute mark of the first quarter. Maris Lowry, Bill O'Brien here on a cold night in Shady. Chris Farish on stats. The heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. Jackie Moon on camera. 1st and 10 for Shady at the 24-yard line of Berkley Springs. Carlos Soto up under center. Puts a man in motion. And it's going to be a flag, and they're going to blow this play down, and I think it's going to be a false start on Shady.
Romage wound up with the ball. And you're right, false start.
So that'll cost them 5, and like I said, Bill, that's something that's just really hurt them all year. Those are drive killers, and now you go 1st and 15. The 5-yard penalty puts the ball back to the 29-yard line.
Ouch. Each of these teams with 2 wins. Berkley Springs with 2 victories over teams from nearby Maryland. And, of course, we told you about Shady Spring, where they went on the road. In fact, they won both their games on the road. First was the St. Albans game, and then the one that you did just a couple of weeks ago down at Liberty.
Yeah, they won the first one, then they lost 5 in a row. Then they beat Liberty. Then they lost to Greenbrier East and lost last week to Winfield. So it'll be 1st and 15 for Shady at the 29-yard line of Berkley Springs. It'll be a running play straight ahead, trying to get some of the penalty yardage back, and gets maybe to the 25. As carrying the ball that time will be Helmer again. And he gets to the 25-yard line. And it'll be a 2nd down play coming up, 2nd and 11.
Just at about the 6 minutes mark left in the first quarter. And Shady Spring has had the ball most of the game so far.
Well, yeah, they had the ball 4 plays, 3 and out because of the penalty. And now this will be the 4th play of this drive. So this is the 8th play counting the punt, because you don't count the play doesn't count for the penalty. So here's Carlos Soto up under center. They're going to reverse it. Spears got some room, got some blocking downfield, and a great tackle right there at the 20-yard line that may have saved a touchdown, because Spears got some good speed and had a nice block down the field.
Taking a look, number 2. And because these
numbers are every which way.
They're every which way. And, even though they have listed them by class, even in class, they are not. There he is. Saul Williams was the sophomore who made that touchdown-saving tackle for the Indians.
Yeah, so the ball gets to the 20-yard line. It was a 5-yard gain, so you've got to think, they got 2 downs to pick it up. This will be 3rd and 6 coming up from the 20-yard line. Carlos Soto set. Under 10 on the play clock. Play action pass. Carlos Soto rolls the pocket, throws, got a man in the flat, and he overshot his receiver. He had a guy out there, and that was Romage, and he couldn't make the connection, and it'll bring up 4th down. I'm sure they'll go for it here.
And here's the Little General replay. And he was open that time,
but
Cal just overthrew him.
Yeah, he was open. They just couldn't make the connection. So it'll bring up 4th down, and no question Shady will go for it. 4th and 6, the ball at the 20-yard line of Berkley Springs. Clock stops with 4:40 remaining in the first quarter on that incompletion. When we get a minute, we'll see if we can update you some scores. Most of the games around the state of West Virginia have started, just like this one started at 7. Most of the games, in fact, I'd say almost 90% of the games kick at 7 as opposed to 7:30. So here's a 4th down play. Carlos Soto from the shotgun takes the snap to throw, sets in the pocket, throws down the middle, and it's incomplete, and that was well covered. There's really nobody there, and now Shady, after having great field position, Bill, as you mentioned, to start this drive, they turn it over on downs.
Well, that hurts, too. You've got you had things going your way and just could not get the big play going. Here's the replay again. You just saw that. And, again, we thank Little General Stores. This is their 50th anniversary, so congratulations to Little General. There's one near you.
Yeah, I had lunch with a group from Little General today. Always a pleasure.
It was a gas?
Well, it was a gas. We had it at the Moose Club.
Yeah.
So always a good time there. So Berkley Springs will take over on downs from their own 20-yard line. It'll be Jalen Miller, the quarterback, takes the shotgun snap. They force him out of the pocket. He's going to tuck it up under and run, and he's going to get a couple yards. That might have been a horse collar tackle. But maybe since he was out of the pocket, they don't throw the flag, as that tackle was made by Jacob Claypool.
Claypool, junior, 6-footer, 170.
Of course, Bill, you might remember him from playing in the Berkley Babe Ruth League, which you did PA.
Yeah.
That's a 4-yard gain, actually a 3-yard gain out to the 23-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Clock moving. We're under 4 minutes for the opening quarter.
3 receivers.
And this is run all the way. And out to the 25, crosses the 25. That time is the quarterback, Miller. Miller, 6'1", 180-pound junior. And he gets out to the 26, maybe put him down to the 27-yard line. That'll bring 3rd and 3.
Claypool again with the tackle. Take a look at his helmet. Some players now in various levels of competition in football are using the padded helmets.
Yeah, of course, if you've had any kind of concussion or head injury, it's probably, a precautionary measure, to do that. And we'll see what Berkley Springs comes up with his 3rd down. 3rd and 3 from their own 27-yard line. And this time, Miller up under center, and he's going to spread the pocket, throw the ball deep, and it's incomplete. He rolled the pocket, a little spread, what they used to call that little spread out, and not able to make the connection, brings up 4th down. Got to believe Berkley Springs is going to punt here.
Threw that ball to Kyle Moore, but there were 2 Shady Spring defenders right there, as you'll see now. A little overthrown.
So it'll be punt time, and it'll be Bailey here on the near side for Shady to receive the punt. And it'll be on the far side for Shady will be Spears. And here comes the kick, and it's a fair catch. Spears will take it at his own 45, 46-yard line. So for the 3rd time, Bill, Shady's going to get excellent field position.
Yeah, you can't ask for better. The first time at the 50, second time on the Berkley Springs 44, and this time starting for Shady Spring on their own 46-yard line. Getting down to 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
So 1st and 10 for Shady, 3rd time they've had the ball. So far, they've definitely owned the field position, as Bill told you, but just not able to get anything going. They had a penalty that forced a punt on their first drive, and then they were stopped on 4th down the last time they had the ball. So Carlos Serto from the shotgun puts a man in motion, and they'll hand the ball. Now there's a flag, and that's going to cost them 5 again as they put Hedgecock in motion. And, this is the 3rd penalty already, Bill. And you had 2 false starts and a holding penalty. And like I said, that's just been it's been here we are in this deep into the season. And it's been a real issue for Shady.
I was going to say that, Maris. Here we are with just a couple of weeks left in the regular season, and Shady Spring is just making mistakes that normally you wouldn't see except early on in the start of a season.
And like I said, that's part of the reason why they are 2-6. They've played some really good teams, but you can't, against anybody, you can't afford to make those self-inflicted wounds. So it's 1st and 15 from their own 41-yard line. Trips to the top of the screen. Carlos Serto waits on the snap. He'll give the ball. Helmer's got some running room. He's got a good block on the edge. He's got a 1st down at the 40. He's got Morris. He's down inside the 30, all the way down to the 29-yard line. A beautiful run that time by
Evan Romage. Well, Romage got a big hole on the left side and then turned on the afterburners. Little General will show it to you again. Look at this.
Big run by Romage.
He turned on the Jets.
In order to get a play like that, you've got to have your wide receivers to block downfield, which they did, and that was a nice job by Shady blocking downfield. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line of Berkley Springs, under 3 minutes for the quarter. Shady on the move. Carlos Serto from the shotgun. Takes the snap. Here's a handoff right up the middle.
Romage again.
And Romage, they'll stack him up there about the 25-yard line. They need to blow the whistle, and they finally do after they pushed him back, but the forward progress gets the ball to the 25 and a pickup of 4. So it'll be 2nd and 6 for Shady at the 24-yard line of Berkley Springs.
As we mentioned, it's nice to have 4 running backs that you can shuttle in for Shady Spring.
Bill, here in a minute, we'll have you check the scoreboard. I know he was going to do that a minute ago. You'll check it here maybe after this play.
Yeah.
Actually, they put the ball down right at the 25-yard line is where they put the ball down at. And here's a running play, and that'll fall forward for a couple of yards. And that was Romage again.
Here's the big score. Independence 7, Princeton nothing. and that is in the first quarter. Boy, everybody watching that. Bridgeport leading Grafton 14-0. And let's take a look. Frankfort 3-0 over Herbert Hoover. Doddridge County 8-0 over Williamstown. Everybody else scoreless as we're looking. Chapmanville leading Logan 7-0. Boy, you talk about Logan County football.
Big third down play coming up here for Shady. They got 2 downs to pick this up. It is 3rd and 5 at the 23-yard line of Berkeley Springs. Carlos Hurto from the shotgun. Takes the snap. It's going to be a running play. And it's going to Helmer, and he'll get inside the 20 down to the 19, and it'll be a 4th down coming up. Last time, Bill, when Shady got down here, they went for it on 4th down. They didn't connect. Last time was 4th and 6. This time looks like about 4th and 2, maybe 4th and 1. The ball's put down right at the 20-yard line. So actually 1 yard is all they'll need. They got to get the ball to the 19.
Yeah, it's a long one, and obviously going to go for it. And, you know, with all of the running backs, you can keep fresh legs in there, and that's, I'm sure, what Coach Vince Coulacerto has told his son Cal. Just hand it off to one of those guys, and let's get those 4 feet.
Well, let's see what they do on 4th and 1 from the 20. We're 8 on the play clock. Coulacerto looks at the play clock, 5 on the play clock. It's a quarterback keeper. He's got the first down easy as they move the pile down to the 15-yard line, and that might be the final play of the first quarter. Actually shy of the 15 to the 16, but nevertheless enough to move the sticks and a first down for Shady.
Quarterback keeper, good for 5 yards right up the gut. By the way, Martinsburg 14-0 lead in a big game there in the Eastern Panhandle.
Yeah, that's against
Spring
Mills. That was a rematch of last year's 4A title game. That will be the final play of the first quarter. At the end of one, no score between Shady and Berkeley Springs. Shady on the move, and we'll be right back with second quarter action after this on Video Productions.
Struggling with payroll problems, compliance confusion, or HR headaches? It's time to discover Compliance, the trusted solution for a healthier, stress-free business. With Compliance, you will experience faster, error-free payroll, effortless compliance with labor laws, and expert HR support and guidance. Don't let workplace stress take over. Ask your business if compliance is right for you. Side effects may include reduced stress, increased efficiency, improved morale, and a strong reliance on compliance. Consult Compliance today. Compliance, because a better business starts with a better you.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
Colder days are coming. Replace those old drafty windows and doors now. Call Window World of Berkley today. 1-800-WINDOW WORLD.
Moments away from starting the second quarter here at Shady Spring. By the way, if you're looking for insurance that is affordable, you want State Farm agent Scotty Brown in Shady Spring. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and Scotty Brown in Shady Spring can take care of your business. 681-238-6130. Second quarter play-by-play. Here's Maris Lowry.
Thank you very much, Bill. As we start the second quarter, Shady on the move with a first down at the Berkeley Springs 16-yard line. Shady just converted a 4th down play on the final play of the first quarter. Now they're saying to reset the play clock as we start quarter number 2. We change ends. Very cold night. We're right about 40 degrees. Bill told you by the time the night's over, Bill, we'll dip into the 30s.
Plenty of hot air in this booth, though. We're good.
All right, Coulacerto up under center, puts a man in motion, and they'll hand the ball to the running back. There's Hedgecock, and guess what? We got laundry all over the place, and there's a fumble, and I think Berkeley Springs recovered the fumble, and they did, and if the penalty is against Shady, that will be a turnover. And once again, like I said, Shady's been their own worst enemy, as I think we're going to have a hold on the edge.
Let's watch again. Here's the replay.
As you can see, flags come from everywhere as they hand the ball to Hedgecock. It gets to the edge right there. Looks like we got a hold. We got a couple of holds there on the edge. A couple of flags come out. Then the ball comes out, and it's recovered right there at about the 16-yard line. And waiting for the call, but I think it's going to be a holding penalty on Shady, and it's going to be a fumble and a turnover go to Berkeley Springs.
You got to give credit to Kyle Moore for the Indians.
So once again, Bill, Shady not able to take advantage of excellent field position, a punt, downs, and now a fumble as they've had, like I said, it was a holding penalty. They had 2 holding penalties, but they fumbled the ball, and Berkeley Springs will take over with the fumble recovery. 1st and 10 for Berkeley Springs on their own 16-yard line.
Wow.
So right now, and these first 3 drives have pretty much been, in a nutshell, what Shady's season has been. as here's the first down run, and it's just like a sea of humanity. I'm glad you got the field glasses because I couldn't see any of that.
Well, I'll tell you what, there were a bunch of people there, but Brady Lossick made a terrific defensive play for Shady Springs. 6'2" senior, 230 pounds. He stopped the action for about the same.
Yeah, no gain.
Yeah, just outside the 15.
Yeah, right at the 16-yard line, 2nd and 10. So the quarterback is Miller, Jalen Miller. He takes the snap, rolls the pocket here to the near side, throws the ball out in the flat, and it's caught. And it's caught, and that's going to be a first down or very close to a first down. He had to get across the 25 out to the 26 for a first down, and he's maybe, I think, right at the line to gain, and that'll be enough for a first down.
Well, a great job by Jake Olibaugh. Yeah, he was covered, and you see it again on the replay, and he just kept churning those legs to right on the sideline to make the catch. And let me get that right. That was Moore who made that catch.
And they got right to the spot to gain a first down at the 26-yard line. So Miller, the quarterback, works up under center. 1st and 10 on their own 26-yard line. Be a running play off the right. No. Yes, it is off the right side. Looked there for a minute like it was going to be a play-action pass, and Shady's up to the task. That's going to lose several yards, go back behind the chains, back inside the 25-yard line, back to the 23-yard line.
And Joe Calger, the senior defensive lineman for Shady Spring, busted that play up nicely.
Yeah, that loss actually is going to go back to the 21-yard line, and that's going to lose 5 yards and make it 2nd and 15.
Big play coming for the Indians.
So Miller from the shotgun takes the snap, setting up maybe a screen as the pressure comes, and Miller's going to get hit and be sacked back down at the 15-yard line.
Peyton Wade came in, the sophomore for the Tigers, lowered the boom. Wow. Let's watch again.
They'll put Miller down at the 17-yard line and make it 3rd and long. They've got to get the ball out across the 35 out to the 36 to keep this drive alive.
And, you know, we're saying what a great tackle, but the reason that Miller, the quarterback, couldn't throw right away is because Shady's secondary had all the potential receivers covered.
So from the 17, they've got to get out to the 36-yard line to keep the drive alive, setting up a screen. It's caught. They got one block. They got some running room, but Shady's up to the task to get a very minimal gain just across the 30, but to bring up 4th down in a punting situation for Berkley Springs.
The freshman Boyer Braden caught that ball in heavy traffic.
So even though it was a nice gain, still way short. They got the ball from the 17 all the way out to the 33-yard line. Like I said, it'll bring up 4th down in a punting situation. So for the 3rd time tonight, 3 possessions, and now this will be the 3rd punt for Berkley Springs.
Well, you got to give the Shady Spring defense a lot of credit.
And once again, it'll be Bailey on the far side going back to receive the punt, and Spears here on the near side standing right there about their 40-yard line waiting for the punt. Here comes the snap. There's the kick, and this will be returnable, and the ball's fumbled and then down right there. But once again, Shady's going to get excellent field position, as that time Spears couldn't handle it cleanly, but still they get the ball on their own 44-yard line.
And again, 4 possessions for the Tigers, starting from their 50, from the opposition 44, from the Shady 46, and now from the Shady 44. So they've had their opportunities. Once they gave it up on downs on the opponent's 20. Last time they fumbled on the opponent's 15.
Yeah, and what's really hurt them is penalties. And when they fumbled, there was 2 holding penalties on them on the same play, and they also had a false start penalty on that last drive. So they'll take over, as you mentioned, for the 4th time, Bill, on their own 44-yard line. 1st and 10, Carlos Soto up under center. 8.5 remaining until halftime. No score. It's going to be a running play, and it's going to be a nice gain. And it'll be Romage as he'll take the ball across the 45 and get the ball out to the 48-yard line. Picked up 4 on 1st down.
These running backs for Shady really run hard. And as the game moves on, the defense for the Indians from Berkley Springs are really going to feel it.
And, you know, Bill, I just think if Shady kind of gets out of their own way and quit making the penalties, I think they'll be okay. We've seen they've moved the ball, but when they get down in the red zone, then they have mistakes.
Well, you know, Maris, in our pregame show, you were mentioning we expected a high-scoring game, and it would have been if we had made some of these mistakes.
So from their own 48, it's 2nd down and 6 for Shady. Carlos Soto from the shotgun. Waits on the snap. He's going to throw it short. It's a wide receiver screen. It's caught by Baker. He's across midfield. Not much running room, and he's able to get a first down. A good job by Baker because when he brought it in, Bill, he was almost basically pinned against the sideline as it's thrown here right below us on the near side, and then Baker found a little crease and able to get a first down.
Baker really looked good on that catch. Andrew Baker, senior, 6'2", 175 for the Shady Spring Tigers.
The ball will be placed down at the 44-yard line of the Indians of Berkley Springs. Berkley Springs 2-5, Shady Spring 2-6 entering the game. Both teams desperately needing to win. Berkley Springs has lost 4 in a row. Shady at one point had a 5-game losing streak in the season. Shady coming off a loss to Winfield last week. 1st and 10 now at the 44-yard line of Berkley Springs. Colasurto up under center. It'll be a quick pitch. Romich trying to get to the edge, and he cannot. So that's going to lose a yard back to the 45-yard line.
Adam Riffian, Berkley Springs defensive player, made a terrific tackle for the Indians.
So 2nd and 11, the ball placed on the far side hash. And when we get a minute, we'll update you on some scores. The last score we gave that we were able to get is Independence with a 7-0 lead down at Princeton on the road. And now I see where Princeton has come back to tie the game at 7. What else you got, Bill?
Let's take a look. Bridgeport 21-0 over Grafton. No score at Fairmont Senior. Let's see, Greenbrier East, no score.
They're playing Bluefield, by the way, Greenbrier East. 2nd down and 11 for Shady. Colasurto takes the snap. And it's going to be a running play, and that's Helmer. And he's got a big gain as he's down inside the 30. Gets all the way down to the Berkley Springs 26, maybe, say putting down 27-yard line, but a first down.
Boy, Caden Helmer, as you'll see here on the replay, gets just a little crease and zoom. Watch this. And he's carrying a couple of tacklers with him for the last 5 yards.
That's an 18-yard run, gets the ball down. But we've seen this movie before, right? Where Shady's been on the move. You got some other scores, Bill?
Parkersburg leading Ripley 21-0. Kaiser clobbering Moorfield.
What's that Kaiser score?
55-21.
Wow. And
that's a final.
That must have been from maybe last night.
Must have been.
Yeah, most of those games are all in the second quarter as we are here. Here's a first down run, and that's Helmer. He's got some good room as they push the pile down inside the 20, and they get the ball down all the way to the 17-yard line.
Caden Helmer, again, followed his blocking and then just kept on keeping on. First down.
Yes, that's a 10-yard pickup, and that's a first down. And like I said, we've seen this movie before where Shady's able to move the ball.
Here's the replay on it.
They get down there, and then they have mistakes, basically penalties. They turned it over the last time they got down in the red zone. They have a first down at the 17. We're under 6 minutes for the half, and yet they have a score. Colasurto taking his time as he checks the play clock. Coming up on 10 seconds left. Put the man in motion. They're going to run the ball. Romich. And that time he's hit behind the line, and they need to blow the whistle as they throw him back. And that's one thing, Bill, Eric and I talk about this all the time, and I think you would agree that once the defenders got their hands on him, then right then and there is where they should just blow the whistle and not allow, to push him all the way back the way they did.
Yeah, really. That was Jackson Ambrose, number 4, with a nice defensive play for the Indians.
That's no gain, 2nd and 10 from the 17.
Shady knocking on the door for the 3rd time in this game. Still no points for either side.
Yeah, this will be the 23rd play that Shady has ran.
Wow.
And they've run most of them on Berkley Springs' half of the field.
Yes.
Here's a 2nd down play. Colasurto throws the ball short in the flat. The catch is made, and that will be a very minimal gain, as that's Hedgecock with the catch. And make it 3rd down as he picked up about 4 or 5 on the play.
Keeps the defense honest if you can throw the little hitch pass, and that way that makes your running play give you a little more security.
Got the ball to the 13-yard line, so it's 3rd and 6. So you're thinking you got 2 downs to get 6 yards. And at the rate this is going, the way the game's going is moving quick. I don't want to jinx this because the second half might go at a snail's pace. But, boy, this first half has been at the pace of a hare, right?
Thanks for saying that, Maris. We're doomed.
All right. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff. Romich got some running room. He's got a first down as he'll get the ball down to the line to gain and maybe just inside the line to gain as it'll be 1st and goal. As they get the ball down inside the 10-yard line, put the ball at the 6-yard line.
Well, Evan Romage has had a nice game, and he did it again, 7-yard line.
And we'll see if Chris Ferris can let me know how many He's got 52 yards rushing, Bill.
Thank you.
Thank Chris Farish.
Thank you, Chris Farish.
The stat man.
Actually in the booth with us.
Yes, he is. So this will be the 9th play of this drive that started back on their own 44-yard line. It's a 1st and goal from the 6. We're under 4 minutes for the half. Carlos Serto up under center, 5 on the play clock. They turn around. Here's a quick pitch to the near side, trying to find running room and into the end zone for the Shady touchdown.
Helmer.
And is that a flag I see? That might be a towel. I see something laying on the field. Apparently it's not a flag, it's a towel, and that will be a touchdown, as that was a nice drive, a 9-play, 56-yard drive, and Shady's in the end zone as Helmer takes the sweep and a 6-yard run.
And he ran out of an ankle tackle, or at least a potential ankle tackle, and he wasn't going to let that stop him. Nice play.
So it's a 6-0 Shady lead, and now they'll try to tack on the PAT from placement. There's the snap, the hold, and the kick is blocked. So the kick is blocked, but Shady does take the lead with 3:23 left in the first half. Your new score is Shady 6 and Berkley Springs nothing. We'll take a break. Be right back here on Video Productions.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
If you are in the market to buy or sell your home, contact Exit Elevation Realty. Luke Richmond, broker. Steve Morgan is the associate broker. Website is exitelevationwv.com. Here's Maris.
Here comes the ensuing kickoff after the Shady touchdown. The ball was picked up at the 20-yard line. Here's to the near side, crosses the 30, and gets stood up there and then falls out to the 35-yard line. Officially, that last touchdown will go down as a 7-yard touchdown run for Shady. That ended up to be a 9-play, 56-yard drive, and that was Helmer with the 7-yard touchdown run, the extra point blocked. So 6-0 is the lead as Berkley Springs now brings that kick return out to the 35-yard line. And for the fourth time on offense tonight, Bill, we'll see what Berkley Springs has done. The 3 previous times have been punts.
And the Indians have started from their 18, their 20, their 16, and now their 35. So they've had really lousy field position all night.
Yeah, and this is obviously, as you just mentioned, their best starting field position of the night here on the near side hash at the 35-yard line. So Miller, quarterback, out of the shotgun, takes the snap, looks to throw, pressure comes, he pull it down, try to run, scrambles and gets hit. He may have fell forward, might get a yard. That's about it, as he does get across the 35 to the 36-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Boy, he took a shot from Brady Lossick. I mean, to tell you, came out of nowhere and just leveled him.
Yeah, you know, Lossick's dad owns Pasquale's. He knocked the spaghetti out of him, didn't he?
Boy, he did. He made him into pasta.
Yeah.
Pizza.
And I'll tell you, Lossick's had a really good year. Played very well for Shady. 2nd and 9 for Berkley Springs. We're under 3 minutes in a very quick-moving first half. Bill told me not to say it, but I can't help it. All right, Miller's in trouble. He's going to have to just end up slinging this out of bounds and throwing it away. He's actually going to throw the ball to the photographer down there, Karen Akers, down on the sideline taking pictures. She was the closest one to that and could have made a reception.
Caden Helmer was rushing the quarterback and forced him to throw that ball away. Shady defense has really been good tonight.
You know, this is their 4th possession. We've said the 3 other times are punts. Well, 2 of the possessions have been 3 and out. So if they don't pick it up here, obviously it'll be the 3rd time in 4 possessions that Berkley Springs has gone 3 and out. 3rd and 9 on their own 36-yard line, Miller. And now Berkley Springs will take a timeout. And while they take a timeout, let you know that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Edward Jones. And Heather Cantley is your Edward Jones financial advisor. She's got a new location at Harper Road in Berkley. You can call Heather at 681-254-0097. Also, the game tonight is brought to you in part by Hart's Cabinets. Hart's Cabinets, located in MacArthur, West Virginia. They have quality custom cabinets. They're a proud sponsor of local sports, and you can dial them up at 304-252-2917. Also, tonight's game brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Berkley. It's hard to believe, Bill, that next week is what? It's Halloween.
Ooh, it's Bowloween. Friday, October 31st from 10 p.m. until midnight. Come join us for a howling bowling party. You better call to get your reservations now.
And you need to call 304-253-7328. And also the game tonight is brought to you by
Affinity Coal in Sophia. They are hiring experienced underground miners. They offer great wage and benefit packages. Apply online through United Coal Company's Facebook page. Maris,
all right,
latest score.
2.5 minutes remaining here in the first half.
Independence 10, Princeton 7.
Well, and by the way, if you didn't know, I'll get into this plot. Here's Miller throwing the ball, and it's incomplete. It'll bring up fourth down and another 3 and out. But what I was getting ready to say, for those who don't know, Silas Nelson, the Independence's top back, will miss the remainder of the regular season. They hope to have him for the postseason, but he's not playing in that game. And right now, Independence, as you mentioned, Bill, with a second quarter 10-7 lead.
Playing down in Mercer County, by the way.
Yeah, at Princeton.
Always tough down there.
Well, Princeton, we had them last week. Eric and I did there at Berkley, and, they were able to put 62 on the board. And, boy, that Brad Moss or something else. Their quarterback Barker's really good. But now Independence is in a battle. That ball might have been partially blocked on the kick. It's going to take a big bounce. And for Shady, you want to get away from it. It's going to roll inside the 35, and it'll be put down at the 33-yard line. So there's Will Shady will take over with 2:17 left in the half, all 3 timeouts, and leading in the ball game 6-0.
Shady Spring with the touchdown with 3:23 left until halftime. Helmer on a 7-yard run, and the PAT was blocked. So the Shady would certainly like some insurance going into the locker room here. And I'm sure those players, when you're playing in cold and you're really all kinds of activities, so you don't notice the cold as much. But it is still cold. It is still cold.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bill, you want to go down and sit on the sideline for the second half and tell me if you don't notice how
that
cold
is why I'm standing beside you with all the hot
air. That's for sure. All right, here's Curl Acerto out of the shotgun, 1st and 10 from their own 33. Now they go empty. Curl Acerto takes the snap, looks, throws the ball deep here on the near side, and he's got a man out there, and it's caught. And that's Spears. He hauls it in as he's knocked down at the Berkeley Springs 35-yard line.
Gage Spears with a fabulous catch, and Culocerto heaved this for all of his worth. Let's look again, courtesy of Little General. He's back. He's got time. He's firing for all he's worth, and look at that. Well, beautiful.
I'll tell you what, and as you stated, he's got time, and that was the reason he was able to have time and deliver the ball. And even the ball was a little late, Spears weighed on it, still able to haul it in a huge gain with a first down at the 35 of the Indians.
That's a big play because now you can get some insurance.
Carlos Soto takes the snap. Here's the handoff.
Romich.
Handoff go to Romich, and Romich is stopped with a hard hit up in the middle of the pile there, and Shady's going to burn the timeout with 1:38 remaining in the half. While we got some time, Bill, see if you got some more scores.
Well, we'll see what's happening. By the way, how long was that pass play? Turning around to Chris. 32-yard pass. 32 yards. Thank you very much. North Marion leading Robert Bird 7-zip. Nitro 10-7 over Winfield. No score Berkley at Spring Valley. Parkersburg 21-0 at Ripley. Kaiser, we told you that was yesterday probably. No score no score Oak Hill.
And Oak Hill's playing who?
Somebody.
Yeah, we know somebody. Who they playing? They're going through there a little too quick.
Yeah.
South Charleston. If we got anything on the Bluefield and Greenbrier East game, that's also a video production game. And we'll check on that. That's going on.
Greenbrier East 7-0 over Bluefield.
Yeah, it's a big game. Both teams highly ranked in their respective classes. Greenbrier East in AAA and Bluefield in AA out of the timeout. 2nd and 8 for Shady. They've got 2 timeouts remaining after burning their first timeout from the 33-yard line. Put a man in motion. Carlos Soto takes the snap, and we got flags. And once again, and I know if this is on Shady, Coach Carlos Soto just got to be pulling the hair out of his beard because they just had a timeout. I mean, as I say, this is like the 5th time they've been called for false starts, and they just came right out of a timeout. And I think nothing would make a coach madder than something like that.
Well, you got that right. And normally Vince is cool, calm, and collected, but he has got to be just saying, what is the deal?
Well, I feel his frustration because they just called a timeout, and I can see him right there with his hands throwing his hands in the air. And like I said, he don't have much on top, but he can pull the hair out of his beard. So back on the 38-yard line after the penalty. Makes it 2nd down and 13. Carlos Hurto waits on the shotgun snap. Pressure comes up the middle. Carlos Hurto's in trouble, and he's just going to have to throw this away. He had no chance. It was like a jailbreak as Berkley Springs shot the gap, and just no chance for Carlos Hurto.
Boy, Maris, you said a jailbreak for sure. Here's the replay on it. I mean, Carlos Hurto just had to get rid of it. And there's the penalty marker, by the way, when he got rid of it.
And that's another thing. Like I said, Shady had a nice pass completion, and now what we got holding. And will they decline the play?
By the way, Nick Eskins is doing a fabulous job as our producer-director.
He's the heavy hitter.
He is indeed. Nick at night.
No, he's heavy hitter. He don't go by no Nick at night.
He saw that yellow hanky.
And the ball will come back on the penalty back to the 48-yard line. So, you know, Shady at one time was sitting pretty, Bill. They were down at the 35-yard line, actually at the 33 with the 2nd down play. And now they've had a couple of penalties, and now they're back at their own 47-yard line. Or
actually down in 22.
Yeah, the Berkley 47, I should say. Carlos Hurto waits on the snap. Gets it, throws the ball across the middle, and they cannot make the connection. Pass a little high, trying to get the ball to Hedgecock.
It was a little high.
But it still was a catchable pass, even though the ball, it's a little high, maybe a little bit behind him as we watch the replay, but still, actually not really behind him. It was a catchable pass.
Well, again, we're talking about the cold, and your fingers are not as dexterous in this super cold weather.
They're not as what? Dexterous, I don't know what that means.
That means they don't move very well.
Well, I don't know about all that, but nevertheless.
Hey, you were using haberdasher.
Yeah.
I can use dexterous.
Yes, you can. So the ball back with a 3rd down play coming up. The clock stops on the incompletion, 1:22 left in the half. But like I said, once again, the penalty has really taken Shady out of this, and they might burn a timeout because I was going to say there was 7 seconds on the play clock, and now they've reset it to 40. And the ball's back on the 47-yard line. 3rd down play. They've got to get down to the 26 to keep the drive alive. Carlos Hurto waits on the snap. Going to throw the ball near side. Spears hauls it in as he gets down to the 31-yard line and now makes it a much more manageable 4th down. I would imagine they would go for it here.
Boy, Gage Spears knew he was going to get hit, but he kept his wits about him and caught that pass and then took the shot. There's the replay.
So they've got the ball at the 31, and they're going to need to get
4th down and 6.
Yeah, they got to get the ball right to inside the 26, right to the 25. To be safe, they got to get the ball to the 25. Yeah, they're going to need 6 yards on this 4th down play. Carlos Hurto takes the snap, sets back in the pocket, throws the ball out, got a man out there, and they can't make the connection. He had Hedgecock out there. He was open, but they couldn't make the connection. And once again, Shady was not able to take advantage of their excellent field positions. They turned the ball over on downs. So they've punt, downs, fumbled it, scored a touchdown, and on downs again.
And look here on the replay. In fact, Miles Clark, number 6, was wide open there on the left flat.
Yeah. So taking over on downs, Berkley Springs now will take over the ball. And they'll have it on their own 31-yard line with 42 seconds left in the half. And I don't know if they would want to get too cute here. You know, considering everything, the way this game has gone, Bill, I think if you're Berkley Springs, you're very fortunate you're only down 6-0.
Oh, you said that.
So a 1st down. And let's see what Miller will do from the shotgun. Takes the snap. They'll throw a little screen. They make the connection. Got some blockers ahead, up over the 40, and that's going to be a 1st down as they get the ball out to the 43-yard line.
And again, that time it was Adam Rippion, the senior running back. Boy, they went, hurry up.
Yeah, and they clocked it there because, you know, the clock stops to set the chains, and then they clock it on 1st down. They've still got timeouts to work with, and it'll be 2nd and 10. As like I said, they clocked it there with 31 seconds left in the half.
Well, we knew this was going to be a close game, but we thought there would be a lot more scoring.
Well, and actually, like I said, Shady has moved the ball, and if you're Shady, you're probably thinking you probably should have at least 3 touchdowns on the board. Here's Miller takes the snap, rolls out, comes to the near side. He's going to throw the deep ball. Got a man out there, but they can't make the connection. He takes a big hit as he delivered the pass.
Oh, he did. 67, Brady Lossick again. How many times have we said his name tonight?
Yeah, he's played really big all year. Once again, his final home game as a senior, laying it all on the line for the Tigers. And now on the incompletion, the clock stops with 26 seconds. And I'm sure if you're Berkeley Springs, you don't want to punt it. If you run the ball and you don't get it, Shady could burn a timeout and force you to punt.
Well, we were telling you that the Berkeley Springs quarterback loves to throw the ball, but he has been pretty well held in check till now.
So Miller, and they'll go empty, waits on the shotgun snap. It's going to be a run all the way. And if you don't want to go out of bounds, which he did, and that will stop the clock and maybe a late hit. And no flags as they ran him out and then ran him out a little more. So with 21 seconds, that will stop the clock. And a fourth down play, if you're Berkeley Springs, you got to think you got a punt here. But you wouldn't think you'd want to run out of bounds right there. And now it doesn't matter because they're going to call a timeout anyway and see what they're going to do. So, Bill, while they call a timeout, we've got to let everybody know that tonight's game.
Brought to you indeed by Heather Cantley, your Edward Jones financial advisor. Heather's got a new location on Harper Road in Berkley. Contact Heather Cantley to help start your planning your retirement. Heather Cantley at 681-254-0097. Also, we would like to thank Hart's Cabinets, located in MacArthur. They have quality custom cabinetry and design services. Hart's Cabinets, a proud sponsor of local sports, 304-252-2917.
All right, see, we got some more scores. If we can dial up the scores while we're here in the timeout. Of course, at halftime, we'll catch up on some scores. Let's see, we got that Martinsburg score there.
Tennessee was beating Huntington, West Virginia.
Tennessee.
21-7. Sevier County,
Tennessee.
the Tennessee Smoky Bears, 21-7.
Martinsburg up over Spring Mills, 21-0.
And let's see, Steubenville, Ohio, beating Wheeling Park, 14-7. University, 21. Preston, 0. Jefferson, 14-7 in that one.
All right, fourth down play. They're going for it is Berkeley Springs. Here's Miller going to throw the home run ball, throwing it up for grabs into double coverage, and it's caught. It's caught, or is it picked off?
It's intercepted.
Is it intercepted? Wait and see. No, I think it's caught by the offense because they both had it.
No, there were three of them there.
Well, I know, but when it ultimately comes down as we watch the replay,
yeah, look at this.
The tie goes to the offense, and a huge play, the biggest play of the night, and a first down at the Shady 29.
Clark had it for a moment, then he didn't. And wow.
11 seconds remaining in the half.
Going to give that to Kyle Moore.
So time for Berkeley Springs to go to the end zone, and perhaps with the way this half is going, if they get a touchdown, an extra point, they could take the lead into the locker room.
Oh, and Miller just heaved that ball.
Yeah, he just threw that up for grabs, and it was caught. Miller now, he's going to do a little fancy-dancy reverse.
Moore.
Throwing the deep ball, and that is going to be intercepted.
Yes.
And that's Rob Lynch picking it off at the 5-yard line with 2 seconds remaining in the half, and that should end the half. I would imagine Shady would come out and take a knee. Is Rob Lynch able to get the INT?
Fantastic play by Lynch.
Yep, Shady wasn't fooled. Lynch did a good job back in coverage. And now we got a penalty, and it's going to go against Shady. And that will keep the ball back to Berkeley Springs. So once again, as we see the flag come in, the penalties against Shady as the referees pointed toward the Tigers. So I don't know. They might, with 2 seconds left, Bill, they might line up and try for a field goal here.
We were watching the kickers in the pregame. They've got two kickers who can really boot that ball.
Wow, personal foul, roughing the passer. Oh, my. Actually, with 2 seconds left, with the ball down to the 12-yard line, you can now take a shot in the end zone. So that will erase the interception, and Berkeley Springs will call a timeout. Or no, it'll be Shady calling the timeout as from the 12-yard line, one play left here in the first half, Bill, and a touchdown and a point after can give Berkeley Springs the lead at halftime.
What a change in momentum. Unbelievable.
Well, we got a minute, got some more scores.
Let's see. Herbert Hoover leading Frankfort 13-10. Doddridge County over Williamstown 24-13. Mingo Central 14-0 over Lincoln County. Midland Trail 7. Liberty, nothing.
See if we got anything on the Berkley Spring Valley game. That would be in the AAA. Of course, Berkley's a 4A, but Spring Valley's a AAA. You can put that on the AAA scoreboard and see. And Berkley's leading that 7-0. And now out of the timeout. So 2 seconds, one play left here in the first half.
Independence still leading 10-7 down at Princeton.
If you are Berkley Springs, you've got to, and Shady, you've got to know this. They've got to throw the ball in the end zone. I don't think they can throw it short with only 2 seconds left. So Miller from the 12-yard line. And this more than likely will be the final play. The only way it won't be the final play of the half unless we have a defensive penalty. Miller takes the snap, rolls the pocket, looks. He's looking. He's going to try to run it. Can he get there? He is short of the goal line. He doesn't get there, and that's how the half will end. He comes up about a yard short, and he looks like he's shaking up a little bit as he's getting up slow as Shady's defense comes up with a big stop. And at the half, Shady will take a 6-0 lead into the locker room as what a wild first half this has been. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
We gave a future driver a first look and asked what he thinks makes a good truck. These trucks aren't just for today's drivers, they're for future ones too.
There's a compartment here, great leather seats, a bunch of charging ports, has everything pretty much.
Now it's your turn.
Since I'm too young to do business in the front, I have to do party in the back.
Come to Mid-State Ford and drive off in a new truck, cool enough to earn backseat approval. Mid-State Ford, home of the Big John deals.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
There's a place where innovation becomes transformation, where you'll find that education is not just about learning, but about being excited to learn. A place to feel at home. Pursue dreams and prepare for careers. Build lifelong friendships. And a place where you'll be encouraged and mentored along your journey. Discover your future. Get ready to soar. The University of Charleston.
Hey, grab me one too.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life, we got you. Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales is a proud supporter of all our area middle school and high school athletics. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales keeps a huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs with some of the best prices in southern West Virginia. We also have several lenders for your financing needs. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales and your student athletes, a winning combination.
And we welcome you back to Shady Spring High School with Bill O'Brien. I'm Maris Lowry. We have the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing, and Jackie Moon on camera, and, of course, the stat man extraordinaire, and that is our main man, which is Chris Farish. And Bill, at the break, 6-0 is the lead for Shady.
We'll recap the football game in a moment. Just want to mention, just when we were in commercial, that here at the stadium they have introduced the golf team at Shady Spring. They have won the AAA Golf State title for the second year in a row, coached by Greg Daniel. Congratulations, the Shady Spring Tigers golf team, AAA state titleists.
Greg Daniel and our Concord guys. We know him way back in our mountain line days.
Uh-huh.
How about that?
Well, way to go.
We've got to give the growl of the mountain line for Concord, and Greg Daniel does a great job. Actually, he's down from Liberty Way is where he's actually from. but he's been the coach over here and, like I said, done a great job there. At the break, it is 6-0, and really the only play we got to tell you about, I mean, there's a couple good plays here or there, but basically Shady really shot themselves in the foot with all the penalties that they had, and basically it was just the 7-yard touchdown run that they got, and that was Kelmer with the touchdown. The extra point was blocked, and that's where we're at, 6-0.
Yeah, that touchdown came with 3:23 left until halftime. Shady Spring had the ball 5 times in the first half. Get this. They gave it up on downs at the opponent 20. They gave it up on downs at the opponent 31. They fumbled once on the opponent 15. So 3 of the 5 times they've given up the ball. The very first time they started from midfield and had to punt. So the only touchdown was the Helmer 7-yard touchdown run. Meantime, Berkley Springs, they had it 5 times. First 4 times they had the ball, they had to punt. The last time they had the ball, if you joined us there at the end of the half, they got it down to the 1-yard line before the Tiger team defense stopped them on the 1.
Yeah, that was 2 seconds left in the half, one final play from the 12-yard line, and Miller turned it up and couldn't get to the end zone, and Shady stopped them. All right, 6-0 is the halftime score. We'll take a break. When we come back, Bill will give you numbers of the first half, and we'll be right back here on Video Productions.
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
He's a Greenbrier buyer. She's a Greenbrier buyer. They're Greenbrier buyers. And we want to make you a Greenbrier buyer too. At Greenbrier Automotive, we'll do whatever we can to make your car buying experience the best it can be. From providing outstanding service to offering a huge selection to choose from, all with the best deals possible. Visit one of our 7 area dealerships soon or shop over 800 vehicles on greenbrierautomotive.com.
Access Health began as a small clinic with a simple yet powerful purpose: to care for our neighbors right here at home. From the very beginning, it was about people showing up for each other, building trust, and staying connected. Today, Access Health is serving thousands across southern West Virginia. But what makes us different isn't just the care we provide, it's who provides it. Our team was born here, trained here, and lives here. This is what community looks like. This is Access Health, by the community, for the community, always.
Hey, grab me one too.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life, we got you. Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Welcome back to Shady Spring High School on this senior night, and at the break, it's a 6-0 lead for Shady over Berkley Springs, and tonight's game, Bill's brought to you by...
Well, our friends at Leisure Lanes, they're having their 2025 Bowloween. That'll be a week from tonight, Friday, October 31st, from 10 p.m. until midnight. It is going to be a howling, fun bowling party. Only $17 a person. It includes 2 hours of bowling, plus the shoe rental included, and a buffet. Reservations are recommended, and they ask that you come dressed in costume. Must be lane appropriate. There will be prizes for the best costume. Leisure Lanes, Family Bowling Center on Johnstown Road in Berkley, 304-253-7328.
I'm glad you mentioned that they need to be, what'd you say, Lane?
Appropriate.
Appropriate. Well, I was into the other day. Apparently they didn't kick me out, so apparently I was appropriate.
What were you dressed as?
As me.
Oh, man.
So apparently I was appropriate.
Well, it is Halloween. You know,
That's
you do what
right.
you got to do.
That's right.
Hey, we'd like to thank our friends also at Affinity Coal located in Sophia. They are now hiring experienced underground miners. They offer great wages and benefits. Apply online at United Coal Company's Facebook page. That's United Coal Company on Facebook. And if you're getting hungry, Pasquale's Italian Restaurant has your favorite Italian dishes. Plus, sandwiches, salads, and seafood. Catering and private parties are available. Book your event at Pasquale's at 304-255-5253. And we'd like to thank our friends at Allstate Insurance. That's Lori Richmond, Allstate on Market Road in Berkley. Laurie Richmond is your agent. Remember, you're always in good hands with Allstate, and Laurie can be reached at 304-252-8646.
All right, Bill, now you really have to get your breath because this probably won't take long because you have the stats of the first half, and in a 6-0 game, there's probably not a whole lot to tell about.
There really isn't, and thanks to Chris Farish. First for Berkeley Springs, a grand total of 80 yards offense. That's total 80 yards. 13 yards on the ground. Miller, the quarterback, has 18 yards. And then Ambrose ran 3 times for -5. So 13 yards on the ground for the Indians. And passing, Miller is at 5 of 11 for 67 yards. And that's it for Berkeley Springs. So a total of 80 yards. By the way, Ogbaugh caught 1 for 1 yard. Moore caught twice for 39. Boyer had 1 catch for 16, and Rippion had 1 catch for 12 yards. Now for Shady Spring, a grand total of 188 yards in offense, 128 on the ground. Helmer with 62 yards and a touchdown in 7 carries. That's Helmer with 62 yards. Romage, 55 yards in 9 tries. Hedgecock, 1 carry for 2 yards. Spears, 1 carry for 5. And Culocerto, the quarterback, had a 4-yard carry. 128 the total ground rushing for the offense for Shady Spring. Ground rushing is redundant. But anyway, passing for Culocerto, he's hit 5 out of 10 for 60 yards. Spears caught 3 balls for 48. Baker caught a pass for 8. Hedgecock caught a 4-yard pass. 188 yards total offense, Budna.
All right, at the break, it's a 6-0 Shady lead as the Shady Marching Band entertains the fans here on this cold night here at Shady Spring. When we come back, we'll get you caught up on some of the scores around the state here on this 24th night of October. And we'll take a quick break and be right back here on Video Productions.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
Summer's here, the Jeep is ready, and at Northside Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat, you're getting the best prices in southern West Virginia. Top off, doors open, sunshine pouring in. This is what summer freedom feels like. Your next adventure starts here at Northside Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat in Summersville, where everybody rides. Because summer's better with a Jeep and the best deal around.
If you're struggling with payroll problems, compliance confusion, or HR headaches, it's time to discover Compliance, the trusted solution for a healthier, stress-free business. With Compliance, you will experience faster, error-free payroll, effortless compliance with labor laws, and expert HR support and guidance. Don't let workplace stress take over. Ask your business if compliance is right for you. Side effects may include reduced stress, increased efficiency, improved morale, and a strong reliance on compliance. Consult Compliance today. Compliance, because a better business starts with a better you.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life,
We got you.
Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
There's a place where innovation becomes transformation, where you'll find that education is not just about learning, but about being excited to learn. A place to feel at home. Pursue dreams and prepare for careers. Build lifelong friendships. And a place where you'll be encouraged and mentored along your journey. Discover your future. Get ready to soar. The University of Charleston.
This fall, let the beauty of the season in without the chill. At Window World of Berkley, we bring comfort, style, and savings to your home. Our windows and doors are built to handle West Virginia's wild and wonderful weather, keeping the warmth in and the energy bills low. With energy-efficient windows, expert installations, and affordable financing options, it's time to upgrade. It's never been easier to fall in love with your home again. Call 1-800-WINDOW-WORLD today.
And we welcome you back to Shady Spring High School on this senior night. And at the break, Shady in front of Berkley Springs by the score of 6-0. And Bill, you have scores from around the state. We'll start in Class 4A.
In 4A, let's take a look. First, Huntington has gone down to Tennessee. Sevier County, the Smoky Bears are beating number 1 Huntington 28-13. Martinsburg, number 3 against number 7 Spring Mills, and Martinsburg has a 28-0 lead. That is at halftime. Steubenville leading Wheeling Park 21-7. University 28, Preston 6. Jefferson over Musselman 22-14. Parkersburg South is losing to the Lindsley Wheeling Cadets 17-7. A little surprising there. Cabell Midland is being defeated by Fairview Park, Ohio, 35-21. Cabell Midland losing. Right. And let's take a look at the Beckley score. Do we have that on?
We will have. We go to AAA next.
That'll be in AAA. Okay. Yep. First, though, let's take a look at the Princeton game. The Tigers were trailing Independence 10-7, and now Princeton leads 21-10, and that is in the second quarter. Princeton leads Independence 21-10. Bridgeport 49-0 over Grafton. We don't have a score on Fairmont Senior. Greenbrier East 13, Bluefield 7. That's one heck of a game, and that is on Video Productions. Moving on down, North Marion 7-0 over Robert Byrd. Winfield 21-18 over Nitro. Beckley and Spring Valley are tied in the second quarter at 7 each. So Beckley at Spring Valley tied at 7. Parkersburg 28, Ripley 7, and Oak Hill leads South Charleston in the second quarter 14-0 Red Devils. Red Devils and Woodrow Wilson will play next week.
Yep. Now we go to the AA scores.
Let's take a look. Frankfort leading Herbert Hoover. Hoover, of course, is AAA, but Frankfort, the number 2 team in that class, leading 17-13. Doddridge County a win or a lead 24-13 over Williamstown. Mingo Central is beating up on Lincoln County 28-0. Midland Trail 7. Liberty Raleigh, 0. That's in the second quarter. Midland Trail leading by a touchdown. Roane County over Nicholas County, 14-6. Chapmanville beating Logan, 28-7. Wow. We already told you about Riverside, or rather Westside, losing yesterday to James Monroe. Other scores, Pikeview 14, Braxton County 13. That's a halftime score. And let's see, Riverview losing 8-6 at Grundy, Virginia. That's a first quarter score. Summers County leading Wyoming East 8-7. Summers is having a rough year, but so far they have a 1-point lead early in that ball game.
Yeah, anything in single A?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Wahama clobbering Webster County 55-0. Wheeling Central 21-6 over a team from Pennsylvania. Tug Valley has defeated Tulsa 33-14. Pendleton County leading 63-44. In fact, that's a final now over a team from Virginia. Cameron 38-6 over a team from Ohio. Meadow Bridge 12, Montcalm nothing. Moving on down the line, let's see. Richwood is losing to Buffalo 28-8. That's in the second quarter. Magnolia of New Martinsville leading Mount View 16-0. That also is in the second quarter.
Wow, whoever had to make that trip, what a trip from Welch to Magnolia or Magnolia to Welch. Whoever, did you notice, happen to see who the home team was?
One of them.
Well, I know that. Do you know which one of them? Whichever one it was,
Let's see.
it's a really long trip.
I got a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, that's like a Yogi Bear said, when you come to a fork in the road, you take it, right?
That's right.
All right, so we're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to collect ourselves and get you ready for the second half with Shady on the senior night is in front, 6-0 over Berkley Springs. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales is a proud supporter of all our area middle school and high school athletics. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales keeps a huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs with some of the best prices in southern West Virginia. We also have several lenders for your financing needs. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales and your student athletes, a winning combination.
If you're struggling with payroll problems, compliance confusion, or HR headaches, it's time to discover Compliance, the trusted solution for a healthier, stress-free business. With Compliance, you will experience faster, error-free payroll, effortless compliance with labor laws, and expert HR support and guidance. Don't let workplace stress take over. Ask your business if Compliance is right for you. Side effects may include reduced stress, increased efficiency, improved morale, and a strong reliance on compliance. Consult Compliance today. Compliance, because a better business starts with a better you.
He's a Greenbrier buyer. She's a Greenbrier buyer. They're Greenbrier buyers. And we want to make you a Greenbrier buyer too. At Greenbrier Automotive, we'll do whatever we can to make your car buying experience the best it can be. From providing outstanding service to offering a huge selection to choose from, all with the best deals possible. Visit one of our 7 area dealerships soon, or shop over 800 vehicles on greenbrierautomotive.com.
This fall, let the beauty of the season in without the chill. At Window World of Berkley, we bring comfort, style, and savings to your home. Our windows and doors are built to handle West Virginia's wild and wonderful weather, keeping the warmth in and the energy bills low. With energy-efficient windows, expert installations, and affordable financing options, it's time to upgrade. It's never been easier to fall in love with your home again. Call 1-800-WINDOW-WORLD today.
We asked the real experts what they think of our Chevys and GMCs, and they didn't hold back.
Come here. Come on. I like the noise of it.
They tested the seats, the screens, and the tires as well. Now it's your turn. Northside Chevy GMC, approved by kids, loved by everyone. Chevrolet, together let's drive. GMC, we are professional grade.
Northside Chevy, where they are right.
And we welcome you back to Shady Spring High School. We're a couple minutes away, Bill, of starting the second half with Shady leading by the score of 6-0. And you've got a few things to tend to before we start the second half.
Well, we'd like to thank our friends making this possible. The Spartan Factory has T-shirts, team uniforms, bags, hats, banners, and more. Check out the website, thespartanfactorywv.com. In fact, they took care of your merch.
Yes, Haberdash.
You got the Haberdash and also our banner out front, too. The Spartan Factory thanked them. And now would be a great time, anytime's a great time for Pepsi Cola. Thanks to Pepsi of Southern West Virginia, proud sponsor of Southern West Virginia Sports.
Bill, you want the blue can of Pepsi, or you get the silver can of Diet Pepsi, or you get the black can of Pepsi Zero?
It is blue all the way. Blue Pepsi. In fact, I'm going to have a blue can of Pepsi when I get home with Cheez-Its, watching the World Series.
And I'm sure that Eric is probably having some blue cans tonight because he loves his Pepsi as well.
So there we go, and speaking of blue, Shady Spring is back out there. They're all in blue tonight with the gold helmets, leading 6-0. And, of course, the visitors from Berkley Springs, if you missed out, and I didn't tell you this in the pregame, Berkley Springs originally was called Bath, B-A-T-H.
Yeah, and then they took one, right?
They took one because of the mineral springs.
Right.
That's it.
I knew that.
Morgan County seats,
yes.
750 population up near the Maryland border, and we appreciate them coming down here because one of the nicest people you want to meet is Coach Wes Eddy, who is the head man for the Indians. He had also been the head man at Webster Springs, at East Fairmont, and, of course, at Princeton, where he found some friendships here with coaches in Southern West Virginia. You know, Marison, you've been around this sport because of Spartan Sporting Goods, because of Lowry's shoes. You knew all of the coaches, you knew all of the players before we got you into this business. And, you know, there is a camaraderie between players and coaches. I mean, it's statewide and beyond.
Yeah, and, you know, it is. And, you know, like I said, first time ever. And, you know, with all the changes that you have in high school football with 4 classes and reclassification and this and that, and like I said, when this game was first made, Shady thought that Berkley Springs was going to be AAA, and I think at the time they were. And then, like I said, from all the reclassification, they were AA. Shady will return the favor and go to Berkley Springs next year, but we're ready to start the second half. Berkley Springs will get the ball, and really, the way this game was played, Shady moved the ball up and down the field, but Shady was their worst-known enemy. Bill had a lot of penalties and really hurt themselves, and a big turnover in the red zone in that first half.
No doubt about it. By the way, we also want to give credit to the Shady defense, allowing only 80 total yards of offense for the Berkley Springs Indians.
So it'll be kickoff time for Shady, ready to start the second half, and Berkley Springs will be going right to left on your TV screen, however you're getting it, whether it's on your phone or your TV.
And you get it at several different places, too.
Yes, YouTube, Facebook, Roku, Apple TV. It's a short kickoff. It'll be taken across the 25 and trying to get to the edge, and a good return across midfield and all the way down to the Shady 47-yard line. And, you know, with those white uniforms and the gold numbers, there's no way I could see who that was.
And I just, I was looking at the back receiver and did not catch the up front, but yeah, those are difficult to see, no doubt, even with binoculars. But nevertheless, this is going to be the best field position of the night for Berkley Springs to start off.
At the Shady 47-yard line, so they'll start their first possession of the second half at the 47-yard line. They ended the half down at the 1-yard line where Shady stopped them, and now Berkley Springs got to think, look, everything, like you said, only 80 yards of total offense. They're a touchdown, an extra point away from taking the lead. So Miller, the quarterback. You'll have trips here to the bottom part of your screen. Miller takes the snap. It's a run all the way. He follows his blocking. He's got a nice gain on first down as he gets to the Shady 41-yard line.
And he is a well-built young man, too. Jalen Miller, 180 pounds, 6'1 junior, and he used that weight to propel him for a nice 7-yard advance.
Yeah, so a nice gain on first down. And that's the whole key, Bill. I think if you're Berkley Springs, you're going to win the game. You've got to get positive yardage on first down. Shady got positive yardage on first and down, and then they ended up with penalties that set them behind the chains, and it really just, disrupts your whole offense. So you got to stay out of the penalties. You got to stay out of negative plays, and a good gain on first down. So it'll be second down and short from the 41-yard line of Shady. Miller from the gun takes the snap. It's going to be a running play up the middle, and it's going to be a first down as they'll move the pile down to the 36-yard line, maybe, right at the 36, maybe the 37, but no matter either 36 or 37, that will be enough for a first down. It'll be the 37-yard line, a new package of downs for the Indians.
Joe Calger was leading the charge defensively for the Tiger team.
So from the 37, a new package of downs at the Shady 37, first possession of the second half. Very cold night here at Shady Spring. Maris Lowry with Bill O'Brien, Chris Farish on stats, Jackie Moon on camera, and, of course, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. First and 10 from the Shady 37-yard line. Running play off the left side. They'll push the pile down to the 35-yard line and pick up a couple there on that first down run.
That was Braden Boyer, who the freshman running back, who actually got a couple of yards out of that.
And, Bill, here now at this time of night with the glare on the glass that we have in the press box and that gold on the white, I know you're really going to have to help me out because I cannot really see the numbers on the back of the jerseys. I would have hoped that they would have made it a royal blue number or some kind of blue or outlined in the dark, but it's really hard to see that gold on white. Here's Miller, takes the snap, follows his blocking, gets the ball inside the 35 before he's pushed back. He'll get a couple and bring up third down.
Calger again leading the charge defensively, but boy, there are a lot of blue shirts there.
Yeah, that'll only go for a 1-yard gain to the 34-yard line. And that'll bring up third down and 7. So they got 2 downs to pick this up. And we'll see if maybe Miller might want to go to the air here. So from the shotgun. And they'll have twins to the bottom of the screen. Miller takes the snap. It's going to be
It's fumbled.
It's fumbled. And the ball's still loose. It's out there, and Shady's had it. And now the ball squids out, and it looked like Shady had it, but Berkley Springs will recover it, but it'll bring up 4th and long. It looked like Shady was right on it, and the ball popped out at the last minute as we watch the replay.
Yeah, Boyer winds up with it, number 23 for the Indians.
Right here.
Yeah.
What's that? Right.
Look, he has it right there.
There he had it, and then it popped out.
Wow.
But it'll be 4th down in a punting situation. And once again, Bill, you credit defense, but at the same time, these offenses have been their own worst enemy.
Yeah. A lot of mistakes.
A lot of mistakes.
Of course, the weather has something to do with it, but still.
I don't know. I don't think the weather had anything to do with that play. I mean, I think that was just – you just didn't recover the fumble. And I don't care if it's 38 degrees or 88 degrees. Nevertheless, it's 4th down. Here's a punting situation. That'll be a fair catch, and Shady will take over on their own 20-yard line.
That was the 5th punt of the night for the Indians.
Yeah, they've had 5 punts, and then they got stopped there at the 1-yard line. Actually, from the 12, he got stopped at the 1 on the final play of the half. So Shady will take over on their own 20-yard line. Their first possession here of the second half. Cal Curlicerto will bring them out. The only touchdown we had, Bill, and it was a good-looking drive. It was a 9-play, 56-yard drive, a 7-yard touchdown run by Helmer. The extra point was blocked, and that was in the second quarter, and that's the only points we've had is I don't know why the clock is running. The clock is running and it should have never ran on change of possession like that. Yeah, I don't understand that. The clock ran off 15 seconds. Here's a running play.
Romich?
Yep, Romich off the left side. And I was looking at the clock. I don't know. Like I said, the clock ran as Shady hadn't even got over the ball yet because, the clock stops on a change of possession, and the clock ran like 15 seconds there.
Shady Spring with their 5 possessions in the first half, and they marched it down the field 4 times. They punted on their first opportunity, but they gave it up on downs on the 20. They fumbled on the opposition 15. They gave it up on downs on the Berkley Springs 31. So they moved it, but only 1 touchdown.
2nd and 7 from their own 23. Curlicerto from the gun takes the snap. Hands the ball off. It's a fumble. The ball's out. They're battling for it, and I think Shady was very fortunate to get back on it, or did they?
Yeah, they did.
They did.
Well, that was close, and I think Calgary got it. No.
3rd down, Shady.
One of the linemen. Let's see, 77, Peyton Wade, the sophomore, 260-pounder.
Yeah, no gain on the play, but just more importantly, they were able to get possession of the ball back. So 6.5 to go, third quarter. And it'll be 3rd and 7 coming up for Shady. They have the ball on their own 23-yard line. We'll update you on some scores in a minute. The last score we had from Princeton, that Princeton was in front of Independence 21-10. Berkley and Spring Valley were tied at 7. Here's 3rd and 7. They go empty. Curlicerto takes the snap, looks to throw, going deep. Got a man out there. Spears is out there, and he hauls it in for a huge catch. They make the connection inside the 45 all the way down to the Berkley Springs 41-yard line.
Wow. I want to see that one again. That was a thing of beauty, and Little General is going to make it happen. Watch. Long bomb.
And once again, the young man for Shady, Gage Spears, a 6'1", 170-pound sophomore, able to get behind the defense and haul that pass in from Curlicerto.
And, Maris, he was able to turn around and backpedal and catch the ball right in his tummy.
So from the 41-yard line, once again, great field position. Bill, I get the sense that if Shady can score another touchdown, get up 2 scores, they might have this game, under control.
I think you're right. This is important.
So from the 41 on a first down, Curlicerto takes the snap, and it's going to be a running play. And they'll fall forward down to the 35-yard line, and that will be Helmer on the carry.
How long was that pass completion, Chris?
Bring up a second down.
How much?
36 yards.
36 yards, thank you.
So that'll be a 4-yard pickup from the 41. Actually, it'll be a 6-yard pickup from the 41 to the Berkley Springs 35-yard line.
Yep.
So second down coming up. Curlicerto from the shotgun. 8 on the play clock. Letting the clock run down. Takes the snap. There's a handoff, and that play is going to go for a loss. That is a Romich getting hit from behind the line.
34 got him. Heavens knows if we can find his number here.
So the loss goes back to the 38-yard line.
That was Henry Brown, a junior linebacker, 5'9", 155, who made a great play.
So they'll need 7 yards on this third down play. And actually, you're thinking two plays in order to pick this up. Shady's changing some personnel in and going under 10 on the play clock. Carlos Soto works from the gun on third down. Takes the shotgun snap, sits back, has time, throws the deep ball, got a man out there. There's a little contact. It's caught down the sideline for the touchdown. A beautiful play and a great catch by Miles Clark, the 5'8", 150-pound junior. And what a beautiful throw. And there was a lot of contact, and Clark able to get it down the near sideline for the touchdown as we watch the replay right here.
Oh, this is going to be another thing of beauty. Watch this. Kulosurto, perfectly thrown right into Clark's hands, and all he had to do was just march down the sideline and not step out of bounds.
That was a 6-play, 80-yard drive, and now Shady's extended the lead to 12-0, and they will go for 2 to try to make up for the extra point, which was blocked. So with 4:09 remaining here in the third quarter, Shady's extended the lead to 12-0. And like I said, they're going to line up and go for 2. That was a well-thrown ball and a nice catch. Great job, as you said, by Clark not to go out of bounds.
And a 36-yard pass play earlier set that play up.
So here's the 2-point play, and now what do we got? A timeout. And, boy, for Shady, you hate to call a timeout on 2-point conversion, but they do. And while we got a minute, Bill will tell you that tonight's game.
Brought to you by our friends at Scotty Brown, your local State Farm agent in Shady Spring. Remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and Scotty Brown can handle your business at 681-238-6130. That's State Farm and Scotty Brown. Also, a reminder that if you're in the market to buy or sell your home, contact Exit Elevation Realty. Luke Richmond is the broker. Steve Morgan is associate broker. And you can check the website at exitelevationwv.com. Here's Maris.
All right, well, we got a minute. Let's see. We got some more scores. If we can put up some scores, Bill, and see what we got. Checking on the Independence Princeton game. That's still remaining 21-10. They're in the third quarter down at Princeton. And Greenbrier East and Bluefield. Bluefield is now taking the lead on Greenbrier East 14-13.
Wow. And now Spring Valley leads Berkley 14-7. That's at halftime.
All right, out of the timeout, 2-point conversion. With 4:09 left here in the third quarter, Shady leading 12-0. That was, as I mentioned, an 80-yard drive, 6-play 80-yard drive, and a 38-yard touchdown pass from Cal Colasurto to Miles Clark. And now they'll line up and go for 2. They'll work from the shotgun. Colasurto surveys the defense. Takes the snap. Going to throw the ball on a slant, and it's broken up, trying to get the ball to Spears, and it's incomplete. But with 4:09 remaining here in the third quarter, your new score is Shady 12, Berkeley Springs nothing. We'll take a break. Be right back here on Video Productions.
Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales is a proud supporter of all our area middle school and high school athletics. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales keeps a huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs with some of the best prices in southern West Virginia. We also have several lenders for your financing needs. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales and your student athletes, a winning combination.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
Shady's got a little breathing room as they were able to go 80 yards in 6 plays to get that big 38-yard touchdown pass from Colasurto to Clark. The PAT fails. They went for 2 with 4:09 left in the third. It's a 2-score game now at 12-0. Here's the squib kick taken up by the up man at the 30. He takes a big hit as he gets across the 30 and out to the 32-yard line.
And again, I've mentioned this several times tonight. The Shady Spring players are hitting hard. That defense has just been terrific. And the young man who carried the ball that time for the Indians, he is going to feel his body aching tomorrow, but for sure, even right now.
I was going to say, it's not. If he got hit that hard, it won't be tomorrow. You'll feel it right now.
Yeah, right now.
So it'll be a first down from the 32-yard line. Bill, you got to kind of sense, for me, at least this way I feel, that Berkley Springs, I think they have a chance to pull this game off. I think this is a big drive. They got to score, I think, on this drive.
They had a chance right at the end of the first half. They got it down to the 1-yard line of Shady before time ran out.
And they had a chance the last time they had the ball to start the third quarter, and then they had a big mistake.
Yeah.
But that's been the key. You know, that time Shady did not have a mistake. And Shady has been the team that stopped themselves tonight because they've had multiple mistakes. But now they've got a 2-score lead. There's some discussion now between the coaching staff of Shady and the referee. Not sure what's going on here. They've moved the ball up from the, well, actually it's at the 32. I thought it was at the 31, but they did put the ball at the 32-yard line.
Talking to Coach Vickers, the assistant. Well, okay.
So not sure what's going on. Also tonight for baseball fans, the World Series, and it's a really true World Series because you got, of course, the Dodgers and you got the Canadian team Toronto, but you've got so many players from around the world that are, on each team. So I guess in the true sense of the word, as Miller takes the snap, it's a running play all the way, and he gets stood up after a short gain of maybe a yard or two.
Krause, they're calling the initial tackle. Let's look again.
They'll get the ball out to the 34-yard line, picked up 2 on the play.
Yeah, just good tackling that time. And also want to give credit to, we told you Crouch. He's a senior, 6'3", 280 pounds for the Tigers.
Yeah, this senior night for Shady, they'll be graduating 15 football players. And, you know, when you have a little less than 40, Bill, that's almost half your team. Here's the snap. Here's a running play. Across the 35, out up over the 40. And going to be close to a first down, but maybe about a yard short. They got to get out to the 42. They'll put the ball down at the 41-yard line and make it 3rd and 1.
Braden Boyer was the ball carrier that time, the 180-pound freshman for Berkley Springs, Morgan County seat. And Shady gets to make the return trip up there next year.
Except for these 15 seniors. They're glad they said when they played Berkley Springs, they did it in their senior year. They don't have to make that trip. Here's the snap. And I'm not sure they got there. They had to get out to the 42, and I don't think they're going to get there. And they're not. It's going to be 4th down. Actually, they think they even maybe fumbled the snap, and that's why they never really got the playoff.
Here it is again. Watch 76 Cowger.
Yeah, it didn't look like they really got the ball up in there, and brings up 4th down. And that looks like Miller, who's limping off or limping over to the sideline there.
He's the quarterback, and he is Mr. Everything on offense.
Well,
and, yeah, he is noticeably limping to the sideline.
They're going to have to take a timeout. We'll take it with them. Be back in 30 seconds here on Video Productions.
Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales is a proud supporter of all our area middle school and high school athletics. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales keeps a huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs with some of the best prices in southern West Virginia. We also have several lenders for your financing needs. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales and your student athletes, a winning combination.
And we welcome you back to Shady Spring High School. As we're out of the timeout, 4th down, Bill, I would say they're going to go for Berkley Springs. They need a yard. They got the ball in the 41, got to get out to the 42. There's 2:29 remaining here in the third quarter. It's a 12-0 game. And, you know, you've lost 4 in a row. You're 2-5. You got to see if you can make a yard. So let's see what they do. Here's a snap, direct snap, and there's a flag, and they're going to blow the play down. And, boy, out of a timeout, we've seen this by both teams. Out of a timeout, you come and you're not set. It's a false start, and they're probably a punt now.
Well, they put in a new quarterback, Kyle Moore, 6'4" junior, 190. And, he's not been under center all game.
Yeah, but still frustrating at any time at this juncture of the season, and they're still going to go for it. So instead of 4th and 1, now it's 4th and 6. The ball back to the 36-yard line. They got to get out to the 42-yard line to keep the drive alive with 2:28 remaining here in the third quarter. It's going to be a pass play.
That's Williams.
Williams, the quarterback, throws, got a man out there, and it's broken up. Bailey out there on the coverage, and Shady will turn him over on downs, and now Shady will get a short field as they'll take over at the 36-yard line of Berkley Springs.
Saul Williams, who's a sophomore quarterback, and that's his first time getting the center snap.
So Shady will take over at the 36, and got to think right here that they can really step on Berkeley Springs, leading 12-0 if they can punch it in from 36 yards out, if they can put a drive together. The last time Shady had the ball, they went 80 yards in 6 plays and got a beautiful 38-yard touchdown pass from Carlos Soto to Clark. So let's see what Shady will cook up here from the 36. Will they dial up another home run ball? We'll see. Speaking of home runs, like I said, the World Series tonight in Toronto between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. It'll be a running play. Romage inside the 30. He's got a gain down to the 25, and that should be enough for a first down. Evan Romage on the carry, and that'll move the sticks and another first down.
And watch it on the replay here. He has a great ability, Romage, to see the opening and then make the appropriate angle.
That's an 11-yard gain and get the ball down to the 25-yard line.
Romage out, and in his place is Caden Helmer.
As we go under 2 minutes remaining third quarter, what's been a quick-moving game. I know Bill tells me don't
say
it.
that.
I don't make the news, Bill. I just report it, right? From the 25, 1st and 10, Shady. Leading 12-0, trying to add to their lead. It's going to be a running play. Helmer's got a big running room up front and inside as he followed that the blocking of his line, and he gets down inside the 15, down near the 10, put him down at the 12-yard line, and another first down.
Shady Spring up front guys, I mean, they got some beef, and they are starting to make that beef work. They're pushing people around on the line. And as we mentioned in our pregame show, I think as this game goes along, Shady Spring's extra beef is going to make a difference in the fresh legs of the running backs.
From the 12-yard line, first down. Now what do we got? Got a stoppage in play. And we got a timeout? Nope.
Just officials.
Well, no, I guess they have to fix the play clock. Play clock was running down. Now it's back to 25. Game clock moving now as we're approaching 1 minute left in the third quarter. Shady trying to, for they feel, I think, too, Bill, if they would score, maybe kind of put the game away here and go up 3 scores. 1st and 10 at the 12. Carlos Soto waiting on the snap. Takes the snap. It's a handoff. And Helmer breaks a couple of tackles and gets inside the 10 down to the 9-yard line. He picked up 3 on the play.
That's all you need to do if you're Shady Spring. Just get 3-4 yards and a cloud of dust. Of course, on this artificial surface, you don't have to worry about
the dust,
any dirt. No dirt.
Just got to worry about the
little pellets.
Yeah,
the rubber pellets.
The rubber tire pellets.
Yeah.
And let's see if Shady will go a little play action, maybe fake the run, throw the ball. They've had some success with that play.
They got a bunch of receivers out.
Carlos Soto waits on the snap. It's a running play, and Romage gets hit from behind. So he'll lose a yard back to the 10-yard line, bring up third down. Got to think they got 2 plays to get this in, and that'll be the final play of the third quarter. So at the end of 3, it's Shady 12, Berkeley Springs nothing. When we come back, Shady will have the ball on a third down play at the 10-yard line of Berkeley Springs. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
Welcome you back to Shady Spring High School with Bill O'Brien, Maris Lowry going to the fourth quarter. It'll be a third down play, Bill, for Shady from the 11-yard line as we have the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, doing a great job producing and directing. Chris Farish is always on the stats, and Jackie Moon on camera. And let's see, Bill, what Shady will dial up here on this third down play as they had time to talk about it in between the quarters there.
Move the ball up just a smidgen there. Was it the 12? Now it's at the 11.
All right. Got to think maybe Shady will throw it here. They can still get a first down without a touchdown. as Curlicerto waits for the shotgun snap. He'll throw the ball into the end zone. Got a man, Baker, and he kind of overshot him. Baker had the inside position, a slant to the post. And Curlicerto overshoots Baker. Baker getting up and wanting a flag, but that's not going to be the case, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, Baker took a shot as he tried to catch that ball, but it was a little bit too tall for him.
Well, like I said, they've got 11 yards for the touchdown. They can get a first down at the 2 without a touchdown. So 4th down, no question that they'll go for it. As Cal Curlicerto comes to the sideline to get the play from his father, head coach Vince Curlicerto. So,
you and I talked to Vince in the preseason. I mean, they've got a great relationship, father and son.
4th down, Curlicerto empty, takes the snap. They'll roll the pocket. He sets, looks, throws, end zone, and it's broken up. And Berkley Springs will turn Shady away.
Boy, that was a great defensive play.
So Shady had a short field.
Let's look
had
again.
The ball at the 36-yard line. Bill got the ball down as far as the 9-yard line and not able to punch it in. And Berkley Springs, down 12-0, will take over on their own 11-yard line.
Wow. So Berkley Springs dodges another bullet. They've been doing that all night long, and still Shady up 12-0.
And, you think right here at Berkley Springs got the ball in their own 11. I think they have to have a little urgency because you need 2 scores. You can't score 2 touchdowns on one play. You don't have to go too fast, but I think you got to have a little bit more pep in your step and kind of go kind of quick here. We'll see what Berkley Springs will do because they've had a change of quarterback, correct?
Let's take a look and see who's got it.
That's a quarterback run, and that's the backup that came in. And
they've had 2 backups, actually.
This is Williams, correct?
No,
that is not Williams.
That was Kyle Moore. So that's his second time. Williams at 1 snap, and now Moore, number 9.
And they get the ball out for a couple yards on that first down run out to the 13, 2nd and 8. And it will be Moore. Miller, who started the game, was injured on that last series. Coming up on 11 minutes remaining in the game. Here's a pass play. Shady brings the pressure and a sack. Is that, or maybe getting back to the line of scrimmage. Let's see where they put him down at. It will be a sack because they'll put the ball at the 12, I believe.
Or Caden Elmer came in there and lowered the boom for the Tigers.
Yeah, no gain, so that will not go as a sack. No gain, ball at the 13-yard line. Bring up 3rd down and 8.
This is the 3rd possession of this half for Berkley Springs. First time they started in great field position in Shady territory, wound up punting. Next time they gave it up on downs deep in Shady territory.
So here's a big 3rd down play. Here's a snap. Going to throw the ball in the flat. They make the connection, and they're going to come up a little short. They had to get over the 20 and had to get out to the 21, and they're going to get hit down right at the 20. So 4th and 1, they may go ahead and go for it because they're down 2 scores, and they only need a yard.
Carter Petrie on the tackle for Shady.
And they will go for it. 4th and 1 on their own 20-yard line. So basically here, coming up on the 10-minute mark, as Berkley Springs feels, Bill, they have to roll the dice here. They're down 2 scores, and they got to pick up at least a yard to keep this drive alive.
They just have had very little offense tonight. So this is a huge play for the Indians.
10 on the play clock. We're under 10 minutes for the game.
And Williams is now the quarterback.
And then now they're going to burn a timeout. So while we got a minute, I want to tell you about tonight's game is brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Berkley. Next Friday night is Halloween night.
Ooh.
Yes, and Bill, you can tell us all about the bowl-a-thon going on at Bowloween.
Yeah, they're calling it Bowloween. It's next Friday, October 31st from 10 p.m. till midnight. They're going to have a howling bowling party, only $17 a person. That includes your bowling, your shoe rental, a buffet. They're going to have a costume contest. It's going to be a blast at Leisure Lanes Family Bowling Center. Call for reservations.
And Bill, I think you should go, and instead of being Werewolf of London, you can be a Werewolf of Berkley. You should go, Bill.
I could be the scary announcer.
Yes. By the way, that number to call is 304-253-7328. Also, tonight's game brought to you in part by Infinity Coal Company, located in Sophia, West Virginia. They're now hiring experienced underground miners. They offer a great wage, great benefits, and you can apply online through the United Coal Company's Facebook page. All right, out of the timeout, 4th down and a yard. They're going to spread Shady out maybe to allow maybe some running lanes as they have the ball on the 20-yard line. Berkley Springs got to get out to the 21.
More.
And it's a direct snap, and that'll be enough for a first down as they get the first down yardage and a little extra to boot. And that was Moore who carried the ball.
Yeah, Kyle Moore, who is used to running the ball. He's normally a running back, and obviously their backup quarterback. And so their regular man, Jalen Miller, who had been pretty much ineffective tonight, and as Maris told you just a few minutes ago, was knocked out of the game. So now they got their second and third stringers in their quarterback.
Moore to throw. Throws a slant. It's picked off. Oh, it's dropped. That was going to be a pick six for sure.
And there was Williams.
And not able to hang on to the ball. As Shady, I think that was going to be an easy touchdown as we watched the replay.
Yeah, this time Williams, the third string quarterback, came in and threw it to the blue shirt.
And the blue shirt at that time was Helmer. And if he would have held on to that, he would have had a reservations for 6. But in the meantime, there's an injured Shady player down. So while the young man, they'll attend to him, we'll take a quick break. Be right back here on Video Productions.
Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales is a proud supporter of all our area middle school and high school athletics. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales keeps a huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs with some of the best prices in southern West Virginia. We also have several lenders for your financing needs. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales and your student athletes, a winning combination.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
Peyton Wade is the young man who was injured for Shady on that play. As they tend to him, as he's able to make it off the field. Bill, you got some scores?
Well, Shady Spring, obviously 12-0. Independence has made that a game again. They're trailing Princeton 21-17. Berkley trailing by a touchdown at Spring Valley. That's just outside Huntington.
That's 14-7, the Spring Valley lead.
Yep.
And here is a sack by the Shady defense as they get the quarterback back inside the 20,
Penalty.
back to the 16-yard line. You say you see a flag?
Yep.
And we'll wait and see what the call is.
And let's look again.
We definitely had our share of flags in that first half.
Oh,
We haven't
yeah.
had as many in the second half. And it's over there where the play happened, maybe a late hit close to the boundary on the far side. Or maybe after the play there, as you can see, the flag came in way after the play.
It did.
So a dead ball foul. And this is going to go against Shady.
Thanks, heavy hitter, our producer director, Nick Eskins.
And here's the thing, even though it's a 15-yard personal foul penalty, this is one of the things that I hate in high school football. It's not a first down because they needed more than 15 yards, so it's not an automatic first down. I don't understand why that wouldn't carry an automatic first down.
Second down, less than a yard right now.
Ball out to the 33-yard line.
Williams quarterbacking, number 2.
But like I said, we're approaching 9 minutes left in the game, and if you're Berkley Springs, you have to go quick. You got to score twice. You got to score, get a stop, and get the ball back. They're going to throw the ball to the far side. They make the connection. They run the receiver out of bounds after he makes the catch to pick up the first down over the 35 and get the ball out to the 38-yard line.
Let's give you those scores again. Princeton 21, Independence 17, Spring Valley 14, Berkley 7, Bluefield 14, Greenbrier East 13, and Midland Trail leading Liberty 21-0. All those are partial scores.
Yeah, and they're all in the third quarter.
Yeah.
So they'll put the ball down at the 36-yard line. Nevertheless, it is a first down.
Big
run. Running play, yep. Running play, going to have a first down crossing the 45, get out to the 48-yard line, and another first down for Berkley Springs.
So that was Braden Boyer, the freshman running back, who's had 2 or 3 nice carries.
But like I say, you know, we're under 9 minutes, 8:50 counting. You think Berkley Springs going to have to go quick because, like I said, they got to get a touchdown, they got to get a stop, and they got to get the ball back.
It's a lot to do.
Well, yep, that's why you got to go quick. Here's a pass play. The pressure comes. Throw the ball on the near sideline, and it's dropped.
Incomplete pass by the Indians, second down.
Well, they had the man. That was one quarterback throwing to another. and Moore just couldn't catch it.
Yeah, Kyle Moore was the intended receiver, and he couldn't hang on. 2nd and 10, the clock stops on the incompletion with 8.5 to go.
Our wrap-up show
will be a quick one.
And Chris will have all the stats for you.
Brought to you by Pioneer Community Bank. Of course, we'll be at Shady here next week, Tuesday, for volleyball. The regional tournament begins, Nicholas County and Shady on Tuesday. We'll have the Raleigh County Middle School Football Championship next Thursday, Berkley Stratton Independence. Here's a second down play. Now this is Miller back into the game.
Yeah.
He looks, throws, and he threw behind. He had a man open at the 40, but he couldn't make the connection as he throws the ball behind his intended receiver.
It would have been an incredible catch, but we're happy to see that Miller is back in. As the quarterback meeting, we didn't want him hurt, and he had missed several plays, but now he's back.
That would have been a big play had they made the connection and the receiver was open. So now it'll be 3rd and 10, and you got to think, we were 4-down territory. I mean, you're like I said, 8:29 left for the game. You're down 2 scores, so you're not punting. It's Miller now. Like I said, they've used 4 quarterbacks tonight, right?
Well, 3.
3. Miller takes the snap, rolls the pocket, pressure comes. He stands up, throws the ball deep, one-on-one coverage, and it's broken up. Nice defensive play over there on the far side. And I think that was Bailey who got his hand in there. No, I beg your pardon. Let's see who that was that got in there and knocked the ball out.
Was it Petrie?
I believe it was. Petrie with a nice defensive play on the far side. It'll bring up 4th down and 10 for Berkley Springs.
Yeah, that ball was in there. You see it. It was delivered right on target, but good defensive play that time. Thanks again to Little General Stores for the instant replay on Video Productions.
This will be the 11th play of the drive. It'll be 4th and 10 for Berkley Springs. And really, Bill, with 8:21 left in the game, down 12-0, you got to think that this is really it for Berkley Springs. If they don't make the connection here, Shady should be able to, put the game away.
Looking for their 3rd win. Both teams with only 2 victories this year.
Yeah, it's been a struggle for both teams throughout the course of the season. And now, what do we got, a timeout? Delay a game, boy.
Oh, ouch.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
And now you make it 4th and 15.
Whoa.
And just not aware of the play clock. And that takes the ball back inside the 45, back to the 43-yard line. So they'll need 15. They got to get the ball down inside the 45. They got to get the ball to the Shady 42-yard line to keep this drive alive with 8:21 left in the game and Shady leading 12-0.
Coach Eddie has got to be pulling his hairs there for Berkley Springs.
Yeah, when you look at this game, even though obviously got to have a winner, and Shady looks like if they can hang on here, they get a stop here, they'll win. But both teams have had self-inflicted wounds. Here's the deep ball down the near sideline, one-on-one coverage, and it's caught. And a penalty flag on top of it. It's going to be pass interference. Just depends on which way they're going to call it. But if the play stands, it'll be a first down inside the 25 all the way down to the Shady 24-yard line. But Rob Lynch is pointing that he thinks it's going to be offensive pass interference. We'll wait and see for the ones that count.
That was Moore who caught the ball, climbing the ladder, and there's the flag after the catch.
So there was a lot of contact, and let's see which way they will call it. Like I said, if the play stands, nope, they're going to call offensive pass interference.
Wow. A huge, huge play for the Indians of Berkley Springs.
Yeah.
There was a little hand fighting there.
Well,
thanks again for the replay.
Yeah, Moore able to get a little separation between him and Lynch and allowed him to make the catch. And that's a huge penalty all the way back inside the 30-yard line.
Rob Lynch, who wears number 1 for Shady, his dad is the public address announcer here for not only football but basketball, one of the really nice guys. We appreciate his help in preparation of our broadcast.
All the way back to the 28-yard line.
Wow.
Well, they need a trip back to Berkley Springs to pick up this first down, don't they?
That's 4th down and more than 30.
Yep.
4th down.
Yeah, they've got, looks to be about almost 30 yards that they need. And now they blow it dead. What do we got?
It's your fault, Maris.
Yeah, I said the game was moving.
Yeah, it's your fault. I told you.
Yeah, and Shady wants a timeout. So let's see, Bill, we've got to talk about some of the fine sponsors that make this possible. And right here.
Oh, you mean you want me to talk about food? Like
Yes.
Pasquale's Italian Restaurant? Oh, my gosh, I love it there. Pasquale's has your favorite Italian dishes plus sandwiches, salads, and seafood plus. Pasquale's does catering and private parties. Book your event at Pasquale's at 304-255-5000. 52-53.
I don't know if it was the food that's choking up the heavy hitter or when I sit on the counter and it squeaked. He started laughing and grabbing his stomach. I don't know. You talking about all that food or me squeaking the counter here?
For those who know Leslie Nielsen, who likes to do that.
Yeah. No, I didn't mean that. I mean, just I sat on it.
Well, I know, but he would make sounds.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Well, I don't know about all that.
That's what he would do.
Yeah. All right. What else? Well, how about this? You're in good hands with Allstate.
You better believe it. Allstate Insurance. And Lori Richmond is your agent, located now at Market Road in Berkley. Lori Richmond, you know you're in good hands with Allstate and Lori Richmond.
That's right.
At 304-252-8646. Thanks to Allstate and Lori.
Yeah, she's my agent, takes great care of me. She'll take great care of you. All right, 4th down and forever. Miller takes the snap, got to throw it as far as he can, and he throws it into traffic. They do the hook and lateral, and this might go. This might go the distance, down the 40, the 30, the 20, 10, 5, touchdown! Oh, my, no penalty flags. What a play. The 11th play of the drive, that was 4th and forever. They do the hook and lateral, and a huge play all the way back from their 28-yard line. That's a 72-yard touchdown, the hook and lateral, as we watch the replay. My goodness.
Moore actually winds up with the ball right now, and he's going to score the remainder of those yardage. Look at this. He just outruns the defenders, and what a play.
That was a 11-play, 89-yard touchdown drive. And, you know, Bill, that came right after a Shady timeout. They called to get their defense set, and now here's a big extra point from placement. With 7:58 left in the game, the kick is on its way. It's high enough. It looks good, and it is. And just like that, wow, look how this game has changed.
Jacob Morgan, the kicker for Berkeley Springs, gets them within 5 points with less than 8 minutes to play.
7:58 left in the 4th quarter. 12-7 the lead for Shady. Take a 30-second break and be right back here on Video Productions.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life, we got you. Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Colder days are coming. Replace those old drafty windows and doors now. Call Window World of Berkley today. 1-800-WINDOW-WORLD.
Wow, we've got some excitement as that was a beautiful play. That was 4th and forever, Bill. A 72-yard touchdown pass on a hook and lateral, and it was designed perfect. And after a Shady timeout, and Shady just got caught just looking the other way on that beautiful, well-executed hook and lateral. That was an 11-play, 89-yard drive and a 72-yard touchdown pass on the hook and lateral. The PAT good, and just like that with 7:58 left in the game, here's the onside kick. It's a new ball game. The ball's free. Who's on it? As the ball goes out of bounds, and waiting to see who recovered. I think Berkeley Springs got on it before it went out of bounds.
That's what they're saying.
That's what it looks like on the far side, and my goodness, how's the momentum has switched in this game.
Yes, it is Berkeley Springs ball.
We watched the play again. There's the replay, and Berkeley Springs has recovered it. And now in position to take their first lead of the game as Berkeley Springs will have the ball at the 33-yard line of Shady. Oh, my.
Unbelievable.
What a major change of events. 1st and 10, Berkeley Springs at the Shady 33. And momentum is real. It's something you can't see, but, boy, you can feel it. And now you can feel the big change of momentum here in this game.
Wow.
So Miller will be the quarterback up under center. They'll run the ball straight ahead and get the ball down inside the 30 to the Shady 29-yard line and a 4-yard gain. I really couldn't see who it was in all that crowd.
Boyer
on the carry. Thank you, sir, for the assistance.
Yes, sir. You know, a couple of minutes ago, Maris, Shady's got a 12-0 lead. Berkeley Springs is on their third-string quarterback, and now look what's happened.
Yeah, and it was 4th and forever after a couple of major penalties, a offensive pass interference, a delay of game. They're going to run the ball here, maybe a halfback pass. Nope, trying to get to the edge. That's going to be a big loss. Nice defensive play by Shady. That was a huge play, and making that play for the Tigers that time was Jacob Claypool, a huge defensive play.
Alabau was the unfortunate Indian who had the football for the visitors from Morgan County.
The loss back to the 36-yard line. I think now Berkeley Springs has got Shady right where they want him, right? 3rd and long.
Yeah, really.
Back on the 36-yard line.
Well, this is some game. Glad you tuned in.
6:50 and counting left here in the 4th quarter. First meeting ever between the two schools. Here comes the blitz off the edge. They throw the ball. It's caught. Gets the ball to the 30-yard line. That'll bring up a 4th and 6 coming up. 4th and 7, rather. The ball at the Shady 30. They got to get the ball to the 23-yard line. 4th and 7. 6.5 to go.
Well, you got to give head coach Wes Eddy tremendous props for Berkeley Springs. What he has done, he's told his team, don't quit, don't give up, and look what they've done now. They got the ball just 30 yards away from going ahead if they can score.
Yep, and while we got a minute, let's see if we can get some scores. We can update you on some of the key games. Of course, there was a battle down at Mercer County. It was 21-17 the last time we got to look, which the lead was for Princeton. Princeton now extended that lead to 28-17 over Independence. We'll take a look on the Berkley score.
I'll tell you, look, Bluefield still 14-13 over Greenbrier East.
Berkley on the road at Spring Valley. We'll get that score. It's now 21-7 Spring Valley. They're in the 3rd quarter there. And, of course, Berkley will get Oak Hill next week, and we'll not sure if we're going to have Berkley at home against Oak Hill on Halloween, or we'll have Nicholas County or Independence, or we may have both. We're not sure exactly where we'll be next week. We won't know that until Monday. But here's a 4th down play out of the timeout.
Play the game.
Yep, they need 7 yards, does Berkeley Springs, from the Shady 30-yard line. Miller from the shotgun. Miller takes the shotgun snap. Blitz comes off the edge, throws down the middle, and it's caught. And a 1st down.
Unreal.
They get the 1st down to the Shady 20-yard line. They needed 7. They get 10.
Miller rifled that ball, as you'll see right now. I mean, he threw a dart.
He did. And there for a minute, I wasn't sure that the receiver had made the catch.
Threaded the needle between 2 defenders.
And now we're approaching under 6 minutes. I don't believe in the theory people say, well, you score too soon. I don't believe in that. I think, especially when you've been behind the whole game, you want to score as quick as you can. So from the 20-yard line, 1st down for Berkeley Springs, trying to grab their first lead of the game. They'll run the ball up the middle. There's a nice gain of about 3 before they stack Boyer up, and he'll get the ball down to the give him 4 maybe down to the 16. I think that's where they'll put it down at.
17.
They do give him 3. Well, it's when they stood him up, it was hard to tell where they were going to put the ball down at. So it'll be 2nd down and 7 from the 17-yard line. 5.5 and counting left here in the ball game. Shady trying to hang on here on this senior night. Miller to throw. Throws. It's caught.
Wide open.
Yes, and it's going to be a 1st down, 1st and goal inside the 10. They get the ball all the way down to the 7-yard line. 1st and goal for the Berkeley Springs Indians.
Rob Lynch with the tackle to save a touchdown.
So that's a 10-yard pass and catch from the 7-yard line, 1st and goal for Berkeley Springs. And time they snap the ball, Bill, will be under 5 minutes left in the game. Wow, what a wild chain of events that have taken place here. Berkeley Springs trying to take their first lead of the game. From the 7, Miller up under center. They'll hand it off, trying to get to the edge. There's some running room. Will they get there? They will not. And a good defensive play by Shady, as looked like there was going to be running room to get to the end zone on that far side, and all of a sudden Shady able to bring defenders and shut the play down.
Helmer was one of those for the Tiger defense. Big play. Ball on the 7-yard line. And we're approaching 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the ball game.
2nd and goal. That's no gain on that play. Let's see what they allowed to do. Look like the power's here to the near side. They take the quarterback snap. It's going to be a run all the way. That's not Miller. That's a new quarterback in there as he gets down inside the 5. Trying to see who that is, Bill.
That was Moore.
So they got Moore. So they got 2 downs. Does Berkeley Springs from the 2-yard line.
Wow.
And we're under 4 minutes for the game. So Berkeley Springs has not led, trying to get their first lead. They got 2 downs to go 2 yards. And it'll be Moore from the shotgun. Takes the snap. They hand it off. Trying to go up inside. They're going to lose yardage as the running back. Shady had penetration, but the running back was slipped and fell down back to the 5-yard line, and now we're down to one play.
And that was a number that I am not familiar with.
Well,
there we go. Stephen Schmidt.
The way they got these numbers on this chart, I don't know how anybody be familiar with that.
Yeah.
So here's the ball game. Actually, they put the ball at the 6-yard line. You got to think they're going to throw it here. Coming up on the 3-minute mark for the game. Quarterback rolls, looks to throw, trying to find somebody open. He gets hit from behind, the ball's out, and Shady's on it. Shady's defense comes up big as Berkley Springs had the ball at the 2-yard line, and they end up turning it over on downs across the 15 as the Tiger defense steps up as Wade comes in to make the play.
Hayden Wade, a sophomore, 260 pounds, was able to maneuver in there and get that ball and save the game.
Yeah, you think Shady now ought to be able to run out the clock here. They take over with 2:57 left in the game, and they'll have the ball. Let's see where they put it down. I think right at the 15, just across the 15 at the 16-yard line.
Wow.
But two big defensive plays. It was 3rd and goal from the 2, and on 3rd and 4th down, Berkley Springs Bill went backwards.
Tremendous defensive effort by the Tigers.
So, Carl Serto here, you got to just make sure that your backs take care of the ball. And they'll try to run out the clock with the running play. Just, you'll see, you don't think Shady's going to put it up. They're just going to put everything on the ground, and they're able to get a first down there.
And again, that was Helmer. He scored a touchdown tonight and has been a workhorse. So, we're coming up on 2.5 minutes left in this game, and what a game it has been. Shady Spring led 6-0 at the half. They led 12-0 at the end of 3. It looked like they had the game under control, and now they're hanging on to a 12-7 advantage.
Yeah, clock is running, 2:25 and counting. And they're going to run the play clock down as far as they can, down to 8 and counting. And for more and all intents and purposes, Shady can really run out the clock here. So they hand the ball, Helmer. And they got another huge gain. He's close to a first down as he gets out to the 36, maybe 37-yard line.
Got another, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, it is a first down. He had to get out to the 37, and he got right to the line to gain. And that probably should seal the deal. We got back-to-back first downs. We're under 2 minutes for the game. And you really, I think, if you're Shady, you could probably line up in victory formation here and just take a knee.
Yeah. Thanks again, Little General, for our instant replays. That's one of the things that we pride ourselves on here at Video Productions. And our heavy hitter.
He's been a heavy hitter. That's how he got the name.
Nick Askins. Great job tonight, my friend.
Yeah, they'll get in victory formation. And the game's just a tad over 2 hours old, Bill. As Carl Serto takes a knee. I had to let you know that. I told you the game was moving quick.
You did.
And we started shortly after 7, and we're at 9:10. And Shady just takes a knee, and they will come out here with the win, a hard-fought win. Shady will raise its record to 3-6. And it'll be the 5th straight loss for Berkley Springs. They will fall to 2-6. Shady's got one more game left, and Berkley Springs has 2 more left. Of course, you know, you have 11 play dates in which to play 10 games. Shady just will let the play clock roll all the way down to 1 before they snap it. We're under a minute for the ball game. They only got to do this 2 more times. But Berkley Springs had a chance. They had 2 plays to make 2 yards, and they couldn't do it. And thanks to the Shady defense, Carl Serto just got to take one more knee, and it's going to be a happy senior night. Shady will send their seniors out happy with a 12-7 victory.
This has been just a tremendous game to watch, and you've got to like the way that Shady Springs responded. They have played hard all night long. And, Maris, even though you said they've made some mistakes, they have not let that take away from their effort.
So here should be the final play of the game. Carl Serto takes a knee, and that should do it. Your final score will be Shady 12 and Berkley Springs 7. We'll take a break, come back, and we'll recap here in the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show coming up next here on Video Productions.
Ready to turn your passion into a career? At New River Community and Technical College, we've got the programs to get you there. Dive into our food service and event management program. Learn skills from kitchen basics to business budgeting and become seasoned for success. Or if the great outdoors is calling, answer it with our outdoor recreation program. Receive hands-on training that readies you to lead, inspire, and explore. Whatever you're passionate about, we have a path for you. Visit newriver.edu today. Start here. Go anywhere.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
Hey, grab me one too.
He's a Greenbrier buyer. She's a Greenbrier buyer. They're Greenbrier buyers. And we want to make you a Greenbrier buyer too. At Greenbrier Automotive, we'll do whatever we can to make your car buying experience the best it can be. From providing outstanding service to offering a huge selection to choose from, all with the best deals possible. Visit one of our 7 area dealerships soon or shop over 800 vehicles on greenbrierautomotive.com.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life, we got you. Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Colder days are coming. Replace those old drafty windows and doors now. Call Window World of Berkley today. 1-800-WINDOW-WORLD.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
And we welcome you back to Shady Spring High School as we welcome you into the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show with Bill O'Brien, Maris Lowry. And we have our entire crew here, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. Jackie Moon is always a great job on camera, having to go out there and brave that weather. We appreciate his toughness for being able to do that. And, of course, we've got Jethro Bodine. I mean, we've got Chris Farish. He's back there with double knots like he's Jethro Bodine as he's totaling it up. And we'll get the numbers in a minute. And also, Bill, we're trying to figure out on the touchdown that Berkeley Springs got with that hook and lateral of 72 yards. We're trying to figure out who actually caught the ball that lateraled it back to the receiver that scored the touchdown, and we're working on that. But once again, the final score, Shady wins it on the senior night 12-7, and Shady now, Bill, they will go 3-6 on the year with one game remaining. They'll go to Westside next Friday, and Berkeley Springs will drop their 5th in a row, and they'll go to 2-6.
Let's take a look at the scoring for Shady Springs.
Miller takes the snap, got to throw it as far as he can, and he throws it into traffic. They do the hook and lateral, and this might go. This might go the distance, down the 40, the 30, the 20, 10, 5, touchdown! Oh, my, no penalty flags. What a play. The 11th play of Berkeley Springs and a delay of game, and that was an amazing that they were able to score that touchdown and came after a Shady timeout as well.
There you go. So you just saw the Berkeley Springs score. 72 yards and more wound up with the points, and the kick from placement was good. So those were the 7 points for the Indians from Berkeley Springs. Shady Spring, we told you in the first half, Helmer scored the only points in the first half on a 7-yard touchdown with a little more than 3 minutes left in the first half. Kick was blocked. It was 6-0 at halftime. And then Shady added another touchdown in the opening drive of the second half. It was Culacerto throwing a 38-yard dart to Clark, and with 4:09 left in the third quarter after the pass failed for 2, it was 12-0 Shady Spring, and it looked like that may be the final score before that play that we just showed you set the final score at 12-7. Now we have the official stats. You want to do that first or go to commercial?
We'll take a break, and then when we come back, we'll do that, and then we'll also wrap up some scores and then put a bow on this and wrap this one up. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our new Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Access Health began as a small clinic with a simple yet powerful purpose: to care for our neighbors right here at home. From the very beginning, it was about people showing up for each other, building trust, and staying connected. Today, Access Health is serving thousands across southern West Virginia. But what makes us different isn't just the care we provide, it's who provides it. Our team was born here, trained here, and lives here. This is what community looks like. This is Access Health, by the community, for the community, always.
We asked the real experts what they think of our Chevys and GMCs, and they didn't hold back.
Come here. Come on. I like the noise of it.
They tested the seats, the screens, and the tires as well. Now it's your turn. Northside Chevy GMC, approved by kids, loved by everyone. Chevrolet, together let's drive. GMC, we are professional grade.
Northside Levy, where they are right.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
There's a place where innovation becomes transformation, where you'll find that education is not just about learning, but about being excited to learn. A place to feel at home. Pursue dreams and prepare for careers. Build lifelong friendships. And a place where you'll be encouraged and mentored along your journey. Discover your future. Get ready to soar. The University of Charleston.
And we welcome you back into the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show, our final break. And the final score, Shady able to win the ball game. They beat Berkley Springs 12-7. And Bill, courtesy of Chris Farish, you have the numbers.
Chris again coming through. 215 total yards on offense for Berkley Springs. 215 after they were held to 80 yards in the first half. Let's break it down very quickly. For rushing, only 39 yards on the ground for the Indians from Berkley Springs. They were led by Boyer, the freshman, with 32 yards. They got 17 from the quarterback Miller and 11 from the backup quarterback Moore. Those three did most of the carries. 39 total yards on offense on the ground for Berkley Springs. Passing, Miller hit 9 of 17 for 165 yards. Williams, the third-string quarterback, hit 2 of 5 for 11 yards. Receiving, well, they got 4 catches for Moore for 121 yards. He was the big gun. Of 215 total yards receiving for Berkley Springs. Or check me, 176 and for passing, and 215 was the total for Berkley Springs. For Shady Spring tonight, a total of 309 yards total offense, 309. 175 on the ground, 134 yards in the air. Let's go to rushing. 105 total yards for Helmer in 12 carries. Helmer gets over 100, 105. And Romage had 13 carries for 65 yards. Hedgecock had 2 yards, Spears had 5, and the quarterback Culacerto -2. Total of 175 yards on the ground for the Tiger team. Passing, Cal Culacerto hit 7 of 14 and a touchdown, 134 total yards. Receiving, Spears caught 4 balls for 84. Clark had a 38-yard catch and a big one. 1 catch for Baker for 8, and Hedgecock caught a 4-yard pass. 309, the total offense for the Shady Spring Tigers, Maris.
Yeah, that big 38-yard pass you're talking about went for the touchdown, which proved to be the game winner. So that'll take care of it here. Before we leave there, I want to let you know a couple final not final scores, but scores. The game's still in progress. They're in the fourth quarter. Princeton leads Independence 35-17. They're starting the fourth quarter down at Spring Valley. They lead Berkley 21-14, and Bluefield still in front of Greenbrier East at Fairley in the fourth quarter there, 14-13. Bill, your final comments.
Well, I'll tell you what, this was a fun game to watch. We congratulate Coach Vince Culacerto and his staff and the players. They have not quit on this season. This is their third win of the year, and they got one more game to play, and they're giving it all they've got, and it was a great win tonight, 12-7. And for Berkeley Springs, you got to like the effort. I mean, they're having a terrible year, but nevertheless, they gave it all after an 8-hour trip, and that included a couple of stops on the way. But Berkeley Springs still came here to play, and we appreciate meeting their head coach, Coach Eddie, and the way that they conducted themselves here tonight. So it was a fun game.
It really was. And, of course, coming up next week, Tuesday, we know we'll have volleyball here at Shady. That'll be tournament action. That will air at 6:15, start at 6:30. It'll be Shady against Nicholas County. Next Thursday, we'll have the Raleigh County Middle School Football Championship between Beckley, Stratton, and Independence. That will air at 5:30, kickoff at 6. That'll be at Coal City at Independence. There'll also be volleyball on Thursday night from Shady. And then next Friday, we're not really sure where we're going to be. It could be one of two games or both of them. It's either going to be Oak Hill at Beckley at Van Meter Stadium, Pico Certo Field. That will kick off at 7:30, or Nicholas County at Coal City against Independence. That will kick off at 7. So we will have both of those games or one or the other of those games. And then possibly college basketball on Saturday, November the 1st at the Armory between WV Tech men's and women's. And they've got games going on at 4 and 6 o'clock.
We're going to be busy.
We're going to be very busy that time of year. I want to thank our entire staff. Appreciate Jackie Moon, everything he does, and especially fighting the weather, be out there in the cold to be able to do what he did. Of course, our main guy, the stat man, Chris Farish, and the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, is always producing and directing. For my partner, Bill O'Brien, I'm Maris Lowry. Final score.